Pittsburgh Panthers. The temperature's 39 degrees. As you look at the Cathedral of Learning here on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh, the forecast for snow flurries later this afternoon. Happy to have you with us. Hello again, everybody. Jay Randolph along with Nat Moore. Today we look at two very talented coaches. First of all, for the Hurricanes, Dennis Erickson. Erickson, who is coming off his 100th victory, is a man who, I guess Edwin Pope said it best, doesn't have much of an ego. He understands that the only thing in football that is constant is change. And at Miami, a record of 50-5.
Well, you're talking about a coach that has not lost a game here at the University of Miami in the month of November, and his toughest job today is getting his players to play up to their potential and forget about the weather.
The slogan here in Pittsburgh is Back to the Future with Johnny Majors, second time around here at Pittsburgh. Majors had some great teams here in the 70s. Johnny, who played at Tennessee and was a great tailback, has a record of 35-19-1 and had that national championship team in 76.
But he's a veteran of the wars. He's turned around quite a few programs in the past. He was at Pittsburgh, went to Tennessee, and now he's back at Pitt. And everybody here is welcoming Johnny Majors back because he is a recruiter.
Yes, he is. And he'll get the job done eventually here. A fellow who's been getting the job done for the Hurricanes, Ryan Collins, a little different kind of a quarterback for the Hurricanes.
You're talking about a quarterback with great feet, has the ability to not only throw the football and score touchdowns, but he also possessed the speed and quickness to come out of the pocket and score touchdowns on his own. Last week, he scored 2 running touchdowns.
And today, of course, the big question has been whether Curtis Martin is going to play for Pittsburgh. Martin represents about 42% of the offense when he does play. He's had a shoulder injury. He is not going to start, but we do understand he is available.
Well, that hurts the Pitt offense, but last week they had a freshman by the name of Billy West step in for Curtis Martin, and he rushed for 108 yards and 20 carries, and I tell you, he's going to be a good one.
Working along the sidelines, bringing us his thoughts throughout today's game, Joe Rose.
Thank you, guys, and let me just start by saying the wind is blowing. Throw out that 39 degrees for now. Johnny Majors came out before the game. The only thing he wanted to know was, how cold is it going to be today? On the other side, Dennis Erickson has spent much of the last 24 hours talking about, guys, quit worrying about the weather. It's going to be a cold game, but we're a superior team. Let's go out and play like that and quit worrying about the weather. They're expecting a crowd of around 34,000 today. Back up to you guys.
All right, Joe, and we are getting set for the opening kickoff here in Pittsburgh. We'll be back right after these messages. The Hurricanes and the Panthers getting set for action here. A crowd of about 30,000 on hand at Pitt Stadium. 39 degrees right now. The wind out of the northwest at 15. And cloudy skies, and the forecast for it to drop temperature-wise and a chance for some snow flurries later this afternoon. These two teams getting together for the 21st time. The series goes back to 1950. Miami leading this series, 11 victories, 8 defeats, 1 tie. The last meeting in 1990, a 45-0 victory for Miami. Here are officials assigned by the Big East. John Smith, the referee. John Serra's the umpire. Tom Stabill, Maurice Scarrons, John Daniels, Roger Paramore, and Hal Priest rounding out the group of officials here. Dennis Erickson. Pittsburgh won the toss, but they deferred to the second half, and the Hurricanes will receive.
Well, I think that Pitt wants to get their defense out there first and sort of take a look at this Miami offense and sort of set the tone defensively with the idea that they're going to get the win at their back and try and make it a short quarter.
Kicking off for Pittsburgh, number 5, Kevin Leon. And It is Jonathan Harris, number 3, and Dexter Ziegler, 34, back to receive. We hope you'll enjoy this one wherever you are. The Panthers 2-6, 1-3 in the Big East. The Hurricanes 6-1. And it is taken back there by Ziegler. He's up over the 30, 35, out to the 40-yard line. And leading the way was Kevin Leon, number 5, to make the tackle. Oh, the Hurricanes will set up shop at their own 40-yard line with Ryan Collins to do the quarterbacking. Chris Jones goes to the far side. Ryan Collins, the sophomore from Pembroke Pines, at the controls. Getting the call up the middle. Donnell Bennett. Bennett, who is averaging 4.6 per carry. Jones, Bennett, Chris Jones, Harris, and Tucker, the backs and receivers for Miami. Harry Barber, Casey Jones, Darrell Green, Umelski, the offensive line. A.C. Tillison now wide to the right, top of the screen. Collins out here to the left side to Stewart. Stewart over the 50, down to the 40. Stewart cuts back into the middle of the field, and he may go all the way. Turns it up a notch. Touchdown!
Great run by James Stewart as he caught the ball, started upfield, and cut back against the grain and outran everybody to the end zone. Good running by James Stewart.
All right, Miami! All right, Jay!
He had one man to beat down the left side, decided to take it into the middle, and he really did turn on the afterburner here.
Right. If you look to the left of your screen, you see James Stewart picking up his blockers downfield. Jonathan Harris out front, and he's got Chris Jones out front, but he decides, why run to the sideline? I'm just going to outrun these guys to the end zone as he cuts back. Good play, good execution by the Hurricanes.
Dave Pruitt for the extra point. It is good, and the Hurricanes strike quickly and go up 7-0. So Dennis Erickson's club comes right out and scores in fine fashion.
Scores in fine fashion, Jay, but that was just great execution of a very simple play. It was just a quick screen out to the Stewart, and in the process, as we look again, you see Collins do a good job of looking downfield, holding the linebackers, knowing all the time he's got this guy on the flat. Here comes the screen. There you see Casey Jones with a big block. And then Stewart just does the rest on his own, picking his way through the secondary.
You picked up that block by Casey Jones, Nat. That really was the key to springing him out.
Well, that's the key. Anytime you can get your linemen out front and they can get out there and knock down that first defender, that gives the back room to run, Jay.
Stewart out of Vero Beach, the big sophomore. Stewart averaging 6.3 per carry coming into today's game. His longest run from scrimmage had been 32 yards. Seven to nothing Miami in the early going. The Hurricanes coming off a 42-7 win at the Orange Bowl over Temple. 4 turnovers in that game. A lot of drop passes, and they strike quickly for the score here. Scott Barnwell will kick off. DeNorse Mosley, number 11, is back for the Panthers to receive.
Here we go again. Get another look at it as you see the quick screen out to James Stewart. And as you can see, he does a good job of just picking up his blockers, and he decides that he's not going to try and outrun them to the corner, so he cuts back across the grain.
Outstanding job by Stewart. And we're ready to put the ball in play, and the Panthers will see what they can do here. Mosley averaging about 21 yards per kickoff return. Takes it at the 6. And runs into his own man and goes down at the 21-yard line. Leading the way for Pittsburgh was Gerald Simpson, number 45, along with Kevin Brinkworth, 41. John Ryan quarterbacks the Pitt Panthers. He's from Boardman, Ohio, a sophomore. Washington, West, Green, Davis, and Brooks, the backs and receivers. Pitt has Brown, Ristovic, Malika, Miller, and Bloom up front. And the handoff going to Billy West. West got maybe a yard. Prine, Lopez, Sept, and Patrick on the defensive line for the Hurricanes. Francis, Lewis, and Marley. Marley back in action this week. Ziegler, Richardson, Harris, and White, the defensive backs. Second down and 10. Play action, and the pass incomplete out at the 25-yard line. It was intended out there for Maurice Washington. A good look at Ryan. He's completed 77 of 135 coming into today.
There you see Kevin Patrick jumping up, and I think he deflected this ball to keep him from being able to complete the pass, because the fullback was open on that play. Maurice Washington came open on an arrow and out into the flat.
3rd and 10. Ryan has time and throws way wide of the intended receiver. He was trying to get that ball to number 87, Junior Green, the flanker. Green, a senior out of Miami's American High School. So it is 3 and out for the Panthers, and their punter, Nate Cochran, will come on, a freshman, averaging 42.8. Jonathan Harris back to receive. Harris averaging 4.3 per punt return. This is a driving kick taken at the 32. Harris to the far side at the 40. Midfield down to the 45 and brought down along the sidelines near the 43-yard line.
Excuse me, Jay, I think that was Jamie German. Miami's been trying to inject some offense into that punt return.
It was German, number 7. You're correct. And we have the first penalty of the game, clipping indicated against the Hurricanes.
Here you see Johnny Majors saying, let's take the penalty. We need to push him back. Going back to that punt return, Jamie German just did a good job of setting up his blocks and getting outside. And, Miami has missed that. They lost Kevin Williams, who went on to the NFL, and they're looking for a guy to step forward and bring the big play back to the punt return, and they feel that this is the guy that can do that job for them. So, we started off with a great run, even though there were a penalty there.
7-0 Miami. We'll be back right after this. In the early going, the Hurricanes leading it here. Earlier in the week, we had an opportunity to visit with Coach Dennis Erickson, and he talked about his game plan for Pittsburgh.
Well, our game plan, first of all, on defense, we've got to stop the running game. Curtis Martin, if healthy, is probably one of the best backs in the country, in my opinion. And we've got to stop him, number one. And then on the other side of the football, we've got to be balanced like we have. We dropped a lot of footballs against Temple, and we just can't do that. Ryan Collins has been playing real well and gives us some diversity in our offense, but we can't drop the footballs when he throws them on the money.
There is the head man of the Hurricanes. The ball spotted back now after the clipping penalty at the 47-yard line. Chris Jones coming to the near side. And Collins handing off to Bennett. Bennett bangs down close to a first down at the 43-yard line of the Panthers.
Another big run where that offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage. As you see, Donnell Bennett with a big hole to run through to pick up that plus yardage.
And McCray, the right outside linebacker, 67, made the tackle. They're going to measure here to see if he got enough for the first down.
Jay, this has been an offensive line that's, it's gotten better. It's a very young offensive line. They're only going to get better. They've got one senior with Rudy Barber, and as the weeks have progressed, they've not only done a great job of protecting the quarterback, but as we can see here early in this ball game, they're coming off the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage.
Johnny Majors has a very young team, and his front liners are a decent bunch, he told me, but when he gets beyond his first string, he really has problems. It took only 2 plays to go 59 yards in 53 seconds. Collins with that 55-yard pass to Stewart. Second down and inches at the 43-yard line. Play action. And the pass is almost intercepted. DeNorse Mosley, number 11, the left cornerback, went up. Should have had that ball probably for Pittsburgh. Nice effort.
Should have been an interception. DeNorse Mosley does a good job of staying at home, playing that deep outside third. As you see Ryan Collins trying to go to the tight end, and he's right there. I think Ryan never saw Mosley. He thought he would move with the play action.
And Bennett gets the call and gets the first down inside the 40-yard line. Stop made by Tom Tumulty, number 84, the inside linebacker for Pittsburgh. Tumulty, a sophomore from Penn Hills High School here in the Pittsburgh area.
Miami is just doing a good job of coming off the ball. As you see Tyrell Green and Zeb Lumowski, Casey Jones. As you see, Donnell Bennett comes through. He's running hard, but all that extra yardage is coming because the offensive line is blocking for a 3-yard gain, and he's turning it into a larger run.
Chris Jones to the near side with German and Harris in the slot. Down goes Collins at the 36-yard line.
Let's go back and take a look at this sack. As you see, Collins is back in the shotgun. There's no one open downfield. He's trying to come out, and you see Zatiti Moody comes up and catches him before he gets started upfield to hold him to only a 2-yard gain.
Moody, number 48, out of Patterson, New Jersey, just a sophomore.
Miami's checking off the line.
Bennett went out on the wing. Collins throwing. Nobody there. Looked like he might be trying to get it to the flanker, Harris. A little miscommunication.
Yeah, he was trying to get it outside to A.C. Tellison, I think that is, going downfield. And I think they had a miscommunication where he was expecting to turn in, and A.C. was going for the 6. He was running a streak pattern. So a little indecision by that Hurricane offense at this time, Jay.
Jones goes wide to the right side. A.C. Tellison comes left. 3rd down and 8. Collins pressured a little bit, completes it out there to Christy Jones, and it looks like he's got the first down at about the 28-yard line.
Good job by Ryan Collins under a lot of pressure here as Pitt comes with the blitz. They've got some pressure on him. He steps up, throws the football, and this is the money guy, Chris T. Jones, knowing what he has to get for the first down, leaning forward to come up with a big first down play here. Here's another look at it. Number 90 coming in, standing in the pocket, and watch this extension by Chris Jones. Right there, he doesn't have the first down, but he leans forward, comes up with the big play.
Yeah, he fought away from Mosley, who made the tackle to get the first down. Stewart inside the 20-yard line, penalty marker down. Tackle made by Tumulty.
I think they caught the tight end for holding there. James Stewart was able to get around the corner, but that was due to the fact of a little holding by the tight end. As we see Miami walking back.
John Smith heading up this officiating crew. Holding indicated as Nate caught it there. Takes the ball back up to the 37-yard line.
That's Greg Smith. That's the offensive line coach, and he's got to be proud of his kids. Last year he suffered through a tough season, and this year they're really coming off the ball.
Sherman's in the slot to the right side along with Harris. From the shotgun. Pass completed to German. German up the middle to the 27-yard line.
Jamie German is a true freshman that had an injury early in the year, pulled a hamstring, and you know that sort of hurt him because he was sort of penciled in, Jay, early in the year as being one of the starters or earlier contributors. And here you see, as we go back, it's nothing but a flanker screen where they're trying to get the ball into Jamie German's hands and use that broken field running ability, as you see, putting the move on. First guy missed, takes second guy to bring him down. Great running ability with Jamie German.
Second down and 11. Stewart, number 28, the setback. Out it comes to Stewart. He's at the 30. Turns it on at the 20. Down to the 10. Down to the 8-yard line. Stewart, who picked up the first touchdown in this game, brought down by the free safety, Doug Whaley, number 24.
Yeah, but if your free safety is making all the plays, you're in for a long afternoon. Here's another little quick flare pattern to James Stewart where he just outruns the defense. Goes down, he takes on the defender and goes for it for another 5 yards.
Stewart with outstanding speed at 6'3" and 235 pounds. Bennett returns to the backfield. Jones split to the left side. Tellison set right. First and goal from the 8-yard line. Another play action fake. Collins has time, throws over the middle, and it is a touchdown. The catch made by Dietrich Clausel, the tight end. Clausel, the junior from Gulfport, Mississippi, his 11th catch of the season.
Big catch, caught it in traffic. We had defenders all around him, and Ryan Collins comes out, showed very good poise as he sees this guy wide open and goes to the tight end in the back of the end zone. Good concentration by Dietrich Clausel to come down for 6.
Tellison also wanted that ball. He said, throw it to me, but he didn't get it.
But Tellison was wide open in the back of the end zone, but Dietrich Clausel was a shorter pass, and Ryan Collins picked out the right guy to get 6.
The point after by Pruitt, and Miami is up here in the first period, 14-0.
Here we go again with a low-angle replay as you see the play-action pass with Collins coming out, showing you his mobility, and then he gets a lot of zip on the ball to Dietrich Clausel for the touchdown with Panther defenders all around him.
We'll return to Pittsburgh right after this. Miami leading 14-0. Good toss from Collins to Clausel here.
As you take a good look at the play action here, fakes to Donnell Bennett, comes outside, gets outside of the pocket, and Dietrich Clausel, you'll see coming to your picture as he finds the open area, catches the football in traffic.
or 53 yards in 9 plays. Time of the drive, 4:02. Barnwell ready to put the ball in play. The senior from Hollywood Hills. DeNorse Mosley, number 11, back to receive.
Today, he's going to put up a lot of points. Already. 5 minutes.
Mosley at the 9. Out of the 20, 25. Gets to the 29-yard line.
Jay, Mosley had a hole there, but it closed in a hurry for him, and you know, that's that Miami special team.
Yeah, he's right there.
Kevin Brakeworth, the linebacker, number 41. Coming up to make the play, also Twan Russell was there, number 45. Let's go down to Joe Rhodes.
The big play has been so important this University of Miami football team throughout the years. Dennis Erickson said, if we're going to compete for a national championship, we've got to get it back. I think you see it early in this ball game today. Some big plays by Mr. Stewart.
And here is a big play by the Miami defense as they tried Billy West over the right side.
Warren Sept did a good job of shooting the gap and was able to make contact with Billy West before he can get started upfield, throwing him for a 2-yard loss. Excellent play by Warren Sept, the right defensive tackle.
Second down and 12. Miami showing the blitz. The handoff going this time to Billy West again, and nothing there.
Once again, Warren Sept is psyched up for this ball game. He said he wanted all the folks back home to realize that he is one of the great players. As we look at the replay there, he fights off the block, keeps his vision, boom, he's there on the tackle as West comes through on the counter.
Carlos Jones, number 12, into the secondary for the Hurricanes, replacing Ziegler. There's Marley back in action this week, bothered with a injury to his right knee. On third down, Ryan throwing, and the pass too low and too far away from number 87, the intended receiver, Junior Green. Green has been injured much of his career at Pittsburgh, the senior from the Miami area. And punting time once again. Nate Cochran will come on. Jamie German dropping back. .7:35 to play, first period. Miami leading 14-0. Fair catch called for. German gathers it in at the 30-yard line. Oh, Miami up by 2 touchdowns. Will put it in play at their own 30-yard line. Reminder, don't miss this week's edition of the Miami Dolphins Monday Night Magazine with Paul Kennedy. Call in toll-free and talk with featured players from the Dolphins. They take your calls and comments on Monday night here on Sunshine. It's November 8th, live at 7 on Sunshine Network. The Dolphins, of course, Nat, going very well. A man that used to prance around on this field, Danny Marino, not available to them, but nevertheless, Mitchell and company playing very nicely.
Well, that's the normal makeup of Don Shula coach football team, is when you lose a star like a Dan Marino. And, you know, I had the pleasure of playing with Danny for 4 years, and he is one of the best that I've ever seen, as well as I have had the opportunity to play with. But the team picks it up a notch. And, you know, that's the important word. Now they are more of a team. Everybody realized that they must do their job. They must execute. And in the process, Miami has been able to continue to win. And Coach Shula has a chance this week to break the great George Hollis record for the most victories in a career.
And there, of course, the Big East standings with Miami up on top. Miami and West Virginia in 2 weeks at Morgantown.
That ought to be a good one.
Oh, it should be.
Also, during the game, why not visit one of our souvenir stations, T-shirt, or other fine apparel and merchandise.
Ryan Collins in this game with 5 completions for 102 yards and the 2 touchdowns to Stewart and Clausell. And this crowd sitting rather quietly here. They had hoped for a better start for the Panthers. Ellison comes to the near side. Jones goes to the right side. Harrison the slot right. And a play action fake, almost intercepted. Tumulty, the inside linebacker, 84, almost came up with it, and that is the second time in this first period that Pittsburgh came close to an interception.
Well, Ryan Collins had Jonathan Harris going down through the middle. As we take a look back, look at the top of your screen. A good job by Tumulty of just reading his eyes and playing the football.
Wide receiver set to the right side. Stewart behind Collins. Stewart for a couple. Just got across the 30-yard line. John Marzak, number 76 on the tackle for the Pitt Panthers. Bennett comes back in. Stewart goes out. Kellison goes to the right side, and Jones comes to the near side for Ryan Collins. In motion, Bennett to the right side. Over the middle, and it is complete. The catch made by number 81, Syl Tucker, the tight end, at the 42-yard line. He was hit by David Sumner, the strong safety, number 46.
Tucker just does a good job of running a route. Then you see him come underneath the linebacker. He's got man coverage, catches the ball. No, he's going to get hit, protects it. He's slightly injured, but just a great route by Syl Tucker where he beats the linebacker underneath. He's a 6'6", 230-pound sophomore tight end that has really come into his own this year.
And Tucker out of Douglas High School in Oklahoma City, making his 14th catch of the year. And as you mentioned, he's shaken up. They're attending to him there at the 42-yard line. The Panthers coming off a win 9 days ago over Rutgers, 21-10. Both of their wins came on Thursday night. There is Tom Bart, number 90, the right tackle for the Panthers. And he is not in the lineup right now. He's their top defensive lineman.
Well, here you see everybody coming in, and he twists his knee as he's going down, but he did a good job of knowing he was going to get hit and protecting the football. Hopefully that he's going to be all right. It's not a serious injury, but a great play. Good route ran by Syl Tucker.
Johnny Majors, 58 years old, a native of Lynchburg, Tennessee. Tom Bart, of course, the defensive player of the week with 4 sacks and a forced fumble against Rutgers. We saw him sitting on the sidelines. 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line. Collins to throw, and overthrows his man, Tellison, on the far sideline. Coverage over there by Doug Whaley, the free safety. Whaley, number 24.
Collins just overshot his man. He tried to rush it. Whaley was sitting in the slot, reading it all the way, and was breaking on the football. So good job of the Pittsburgh defense of sitting back in the zone and reacting to the play.
On 2nd down, Harrison, the slot right, the handoff going to Bennett. And Bennett brought down on a fine play by Sumner.
Here we take a look at Syl Tucker over on the bench as they work on him a little bit there. Trying to check out his knee, and you see the doctor there, Dr. Uribe.
Going to be 3rd down and 10. Jonathan Harrison, the slot left this time. Collins running out of there, and he is brought down at the 44-yard line. Leading the way, Marsdock, 76, Robbins, 65 for the Panthers. So the defense for the first time is able to stop the Hurricane.
Right, here you see Pitt for the first time today come with the blitz. They're bringing everybody. Brian Collins reads it, but there's just no room to run. As you see number 76 come off to make the tackle.
Mike Chrissy with a short punt. Jay Jones downfield lets it go. It goes out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So when we come back, it will be Pittsburgh's ball at their own 17-yard line. Miami leads 14-0. Now this timeout.
Move it. Cool it. Silver. Bullet. Rock it. Smooth it. Silver. Bullet. Play it. Pull it. Take it. Taste it. Live it. Love it. Say it. beer now. Grab it while you can. Have a right beer now.
The Miami Hurricanes. Nobody plays better than they do. And nobody covers the Canes better than CaneSport. 21 times a year, CaneSport takes you inside the locker room and inside the coaches' minds for the most comprehensive coverage anywhere. Each issue brings you complete game analysis, exciting action photos, and more. To order CaneSport, call 1-800-635-CANE. Or by mail, send $31.95 to CaneSport, Miami, Florida. CaneSport. Don't miss an issue. Order now.
The average Grand Prix lasts but a few hours, unless it's a Grand Prix started with a genuine Delco Freedom battery. Delco's rated tops for taking the pole position in starting power and excelling in reserve capacity. Helps keep your engine in the race for a longer, more reliable life.
AC Delco. It's like buying time. Now through December 4th, get started with up to $14 cash back on Delco Freedom batteries.
First down for Pittsburgh from the 17. The pass goes out to Billy Davis, the split end. And Davis gets to the 22-yard line, stopped there by Ziegler, number 34 for the Hurricanes. Davis, 17th catch of the year, a junior out of El Paso, Texas.
Here you see Dexter Ziegler. As we look at the instant replay, you'll see Pitt goes to a little sprint out, quick pass action where John Ryan is able to get it out and get it in Billy Davis's hands early for one of their first completions of the day.
And Miami calls a timeout. Let's go down to Joe Rose.
The early diagnosis for Saeed Tucker is not a good one. A sprained right knee. They're going to check it. We'll know more in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Joe, and we'll look forward to you updating us on that situation.
Well, let's hope that it's not serious, but I tell you, Jay, University of Miami's got one of the top physicians in the country, and Dr. John Uribe's done two surgeries on my knees, and I can say that I'm healthy. Did a good job.
Sunshine presents the Miami football team next Saturday the 13th, 11 p.m. when the Rutgers Scarlet Knights and the Canes battle. It's homecoming at the Orange Bowl. That game incidentally starts at 4 in the afternoon, and you'll see it on Sunshine, tape delayed at 11 p.m. Eric Reed, Joe Rose, and Nat Moore to call the action for you right here on Sunshine. Well, Matt, it's great to be with you this afternoon. Kind of a homecoming for me. It was 32 years ago this week that I broadcast my first TV college football game right here, Pitt, West Virginia.
Well, should I be the one to say welcome back?
Yeah, well, it's great to be back here.
I mean, this is a beautiful campus, a great facility to play college football.
A lot of old memories here. Total yards, Miami 135, Pittsburgh only 3. Billy West gets a couple up to the 27-yard line.
You know, Miami came into this ball game, Jay. I talked with the linebacker coach and our defensive coordinator, Tommy Shannon and Tom Tuberville, and the one thing they wanted to do was to get into their 9-man front and stop them from running the football. They wanted to force the young quarterback, John Ryan, to have to put the football in the air, and so far they've been able to do that.
They're going to measure for the first down, and it is Pittsburgh's initial first down of the afternoon.
Let's take another look at their first down of the afternoon. As you see, straight ahead blocking. And just good, tough running by Billy West, keeping his feet moving because there was really not a hole there at the point of attack.
John Ryan quarterbacking the Pitt Panthers. Just a sophomore. Looks like he's checked off here and called an audible. And activity at the line of scrimmage. Reuben Brown, who's a key man at left tackle for the Panthers, he appeared to jump.
As you see at the top of your screen, you'll see Reuben Brown trying to get off to a quick start going against that defensive end of the Hurricanes, Baraka Short, who last week had several sacks, and he's just trying to get a head start there, Jay, that's all.
Put the ball back at the 22-yard line. 1st and 15 coming up for Pittsburgh. Junior Green comes to the near side. Billy Davis set to the far side. Ryan, a quick toss, and the catch made on the far sideline. The catch made by number 23. Coming away with it, Curtis Anderson.
Curtis Anderson does a good job of just running a little fade route. He's got Paul White in front of him. John Ryan goes back 3 steps. He's not open early, just tosses it up. Good job of concentrating, catching the football before C.J. Richardson gets there.
2nd down and 1. Banging up the middle goes Billy West. Another 1st down for Pittsburgh.
Pitt's doing a better job of coming off the ball, moving that Miami Hurricane defensive line back on their heels. As you see here, nothing fancy, just straight ahead running. Good block at the point of attack. 2-3 yards, 1st down, Pitt Panthers.
Wayne Johnson with the tackle, number 94.
Here we see another look. Just Billy West doing a good job of getting low and getting under the defender so that he could pick up that 1st down.
3 minutes to play in the 1st period. Miami leading 14-0. This pass comes out to Billy Davis. Corwin Francis, 58 on the tackle. Earlier in the week when we talked with Dennis Erickson, he talked about what he might expect from Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's improved ever since the start of the season, and they're playing very hard. They've gotten better every week. Had a chance to beat Syracuse, played very well against a good West Virginia team up there, and then, of course, beat Rutgers a week ago. So they're improving all the time. They play hard. Johnny's put a lot of his character in that football team and some of the tradition that he built at Pitt a long time ago. So they're playing a lot better than they did earlier.
2nd down and 7. The handoff goes to Chad Dukes, number 40. Dukes, a senior out of Albany, New York, averaging 6 yards per carry. Coming up to make the play, Kenny Holmes, number 90 for Miami.
Here you see this time they try and give it to the first back through. They run a little trap action, but Kenny Holmes, along with Robert Harris, who's back at the starting lineup this week, does a good job of stopping the play before it developed.
Holmes out of Vero Beach. He has been playing very, very well of late. 3rd down and about 5. Out it comes here to Billy West, and West got the 1st down as he moved it into Miami territory at the 48-yard line.
John Ryan
Harris on the tackle.
John Ryan just did a good job there of getting rid of the football. He read the blitz as Rohan Marley was coming and getting the ball out to Billy West early so that he could get turned upfield and go for the 1st down.
Sadik Durham, number 8, is out of Pembroke Pines, Florida. Art and Design High School, number 8 in the game now for the Panthers at the flanker position. He's set to the left side. Billy West in a lot of trouble. Down he goes. A loss on the play back to the 48-yard line. A loss of about 4. 91, Darren Crine making the play along with Robert Bass, 49. Rowan Marley, number 2.
Rohan Marley just did a good job of smelling that play out and staying with it. When West tried to reverse his field, you saw the speed of the Miami defense as Rohan Marley was able to run with him and come down with the tackle.
2nd down, about 13. Ryan's in trouble, and he is sacked at the 40-yard line. Leading the way, Warren Sapp, number 76. Kevin Patrick, number 86.
The entire right side of that Hurricane defensive line was in there on the sack. First guy in, though, was Warren Sapp. And then Kevin Patrick came in to finish him off. If you look at the top of your screen, here you see Warren Sapp not allowing him to get out of the pocket, and in comes Kevin Patrick to finish him off.
That's the 4th sack of the season for Sapp.
This young man was a tight end when he first came to the University of Miami, and they asked him to switch to the defensive line, and he did it without any gripes, and he could be that next great tackle to come out of the University of Miami. Warren Sapp, number 76.
On third down, the pass is complete to Billy West as the horn sounds to bring us to the end of the first period of play. West far short of the first down, brought down at the 45-yard line at the end of one quarter here at Pitt Stadium. Miami 14, Pittsburgh nothing. Along with Nate Moore and Joe Rose, Jay Randolph at Pitt Stadium, the Steel City of Pittsburgh. A gray, cold afternoon, although the skies are brightening a little bit overhead. Nate Cochran to do the punting. Jamie German downfield. German takes it at the 13-yard line. Cuts it back into the middle at the 20, 25, 30. Up to the 40-yard line, still going out to the 43. A fine return by Jamie German.
This is what the Hurricanes have been looking for, a guy back there that can make a big play on special teams, and Jamie German shows you why. They've got so much confidence in this young man out of Fort Myers, Florida, as he takes that punt, goes right, and then turns it upfield for a big gain.
He was stopped by number 67, John McCray, on the play. Tellison coming to the near side in the slot with Christy Jones. All the receivers set to this near side. On first down, the handoff to Bennett. Bennett banged out of bounds as he got near midfield by David Sumner, number 46, the strong safety. Sumner's had to make a lot of tackles in the early going.
He's having to make a lot of tackles, and when your strong safety is doing that, it's a long day for your defense. But let's give Diedrich Clausel a lot of credit, because he's the guy that's doing a good job on the linebacker that's enabling Bennett and Stewart and all these running backs to get outside. Diedrich Clausel doing a good job.
Same setup again with the wide receivers to the near sideline on second down and 6. Stewart, first down at the 45-yard line. Tumulty, 84 on the tackle.
That offensive line of the Hurricanes, especially the strong side, is just doing a good job of handling that Pitt Panther defensive line as they're just moving them out of there and giving these backs plenty of room to run. As you take a look at Zeb Lemelski there, Tyrell Green, those are the guys on the strong side that are getting the job done.
First down for Miami at the 45-yard line. Fake to Stewart, on the run, Collins goes down. Collins brought down along the 46-yard line by Marzart. This young fella who is just a freshman, number 76. Del Seagraves, number 91, also on the play.
He just does a good job of fighting off the block and continuing to pursue. Ryan Collins feel the pressure, but it's a little too late as he tries to get out of there. Here's an end zone look at play action pass. He feels the pressure, but it's a little too late.
Jones to the far side, Tellison to the near side, second down and 11. Collins trying to find somebody, and he does get it to Bennett in the middle of the field, and Bennett gets it near the 41-yard line.
There you saw the ability of a Ryan Collins on what should have been a big loss. He's able to use his quickness of feet. Pitt does a good job of smelling out the screen, but instead he scrambles around. Pitt sitting back in their zone defense, and here we see just a good job of him finding Donnell Bennett sitting in the middle, gets him the ball. He's able to stay away from a big loss. We've got a Pitt Panther down.
An injured Panther at the 40-yard line. And the medical crew attending to him. Let's see what we can see.
Here we see the injury. Top of the screen as you see him get knocked off his feet. That's number 55.
Or 65.
65. 67.
McRae.
Oh, McRae. Oh, there were a lot of bodies flying around the football, and here you see him down, and he's rolling over. You know that he's injured.
And he's up on his feet now, and he's going to be able to come off rather gingerly under his own power. McRae, a sophomore, 6'2", 205-pounder. Chuck Drisback is the defensive coordinator for Johnny Majors. Tom Turchetta coaches the defensive line here. Turchetta, former Hurricane MVP in '71. Used to be a coach at North Miami High. Working on Tom Barnt, the big junior from Mentor, Ohio, and they miss him in that defensive front. The Panthers do. It is 3rd down and 6. Collins straight back this time, throws complete to the far side to Chris T. Jones, 1st down.
Chris T. Jones has developed into Miami's big play receiver or possession receiver. He's the guy that when they've got to have the 1st down, you see Collins and the Miami Hurricane quarterback's looking for him. He backs out, looking all the way, knows where he wants to go with the football, gets it out there. Chris Jones is open, 1st down.
You have to be impressed with Collins' ability to scramble. We've talked about that, but I'm impressed with his arm strength, too.
He's got tremendous arm strength, and he just brings so many qualities to that offensive football program because not only can he scramble when he's under pressure, but they can bring him out of there by design.
Stewart that time wrapped up as he got to about the 32-yard line. Collins today has completed 8 of 12, has 2 touchdowns. Those passes in the first period to Stewart and Dietrich Clausel. 12.5 minutes to play, first half. Miami leading 14-0. Jamie German comes to the near sideline. Kellison set to the far side and banging through the middle. Bennett just inside the 30-yard line. Underneath the pile for Pittsburgh, number 45, Gerald Simpson, the linebacker. And number 84, the inside linebacker, who does an outstanding job, just a sophomore, Tom Tumulty.
As we go back and look at this play, starting out, this looked like a big play. And you see Tom Tumulty come in and make the hit to keep it from being a big gainer.
This fella, 84, Tumulty, had a torn pectoral muscle last year. He's come back from that injury. He's a very physical player, the leader on the defense. On 3rd down, Collins scrambling. Now throwing and completing nicely to Jones. Jones has a 1st down inside the 10-yard line. Whaley, 24, the free safety, made the tackle. Good job that time for Chris T. Jones coming back to the ball and helping out.
He did a great job, but once again, you have to marvel at the ability of Ryan Collins as he sees pressure. Then he stops. He has the presence of mind to pick up his receiver downfield. And as you see Collins breaking tackles, getting that extra yardage.
Ball just inside the 10-yard line. Jones to the far side. Collins calling an audible here. Stewart takes it up the middle, not very far. Got a yard or 2. He's wrapped up on the play by number 46, David Sumner, the defensive back, and Simpson, number 45. There's Simpson. Simpson's out of Warren, Ohio, a junior, 6'3", 215-pounder. The defense returned 22 lettermen for the Panthers. That was a bright spot for them, but they're not very deep.
They're not very deep, and they've been giving up quite a few yards as well as points this year, and I think it's the new scheme, the defensive scheme, that's going to take them time, but they can be a good football team.
Kellison and Jones to the far side with Harris. German set down to the right, out of the shotgun. Collins throws, penalty marker down, overthrows Jonathan Harris, the little flanker. And we'll sort out this penalty.
Collins had Harris running wide open on that and just overshot him.
Illegal procedure against the Hurricanes.
be interesting to see if they take the penalty. But let's take a look at this, the last play where you see Collins back in the shotgun. And as you look at your screen, you've got your 3 receivers out wide, and they're just going to flood an area and bring Jonathan Harris underneath out in the flat.
Sherman goes out of the lineup. Bennett coming back in. Panthers didn't get the opportunity to practice here yesterday, and for that matter, neither did the Hurricanes. They sent the Hurricanes to Three Rivers Stadium to practice.
Well, that was good. They got a chance to go over and see the Steelers practice, as well as see Leon Searcy, who was a great Hurricane that was very instrumental during the championship days.
Over the middle, touchdown to Chris T. Jones. Third touchdown pass of the afternoon for Ryan Collins as he put that one on consignment to Jones.
He just did a good job of pumping, hanging in there, pumping, and waiting for Chris Jones to come open. You see him at the top of your screen. Everybody clears out. He runs a little crossing route. Ball's up high, but he goes up, gets it. Sure-handed receiver, Chris Jones.
Collins now on the season with 8 touchdown passes. Pruitt, the extra point out of the hold of Mike Chrissy. And it is 21-0, Miami. We'll be back.
When you go out to play, you're gonna get thirsty. And when you're thirsty, you better have your Gatorade. It goes down easy, quenches to the core. Quenches your deep down body thirst 30% faster than water.
At Olive Garden, it's really neat. They take care of us special.
The moment you walk in the front door, there's somebody there to greet you, which is what I really like. I like their food.
It's a really good value.
The pasta is fresh, tender, yet firm.
Yeah, I used to like chicken parmesan the best, and right now I'm into the manicotti.
It's like an Italian street festival in a lovely garden setting.
The Olive Garden. Come visit us again soon.
Want to be the hit of the season? Then try this one on for size. The Palm Beach Blazer of Champions at all Rothschild big and tall men's shops. Special introductory price, just $195 in a 60-40 worsted wool blend. Fully lined with Nicole Miller sports motif. Official Blazer of Champions buttons. Comes in navy, sand, and crimson. The Palm Beach Blazer of Champions. Only $195 at all Rothschild big and tall men's shops.
21-0 Miami. Let's go again to Joe Rose.
Bad news at the tight end position. Saeed Tucker apparently has torn ligaments in the right knee. It doesn't look good for the rest of the season for Saeed Tucker.
Well, that is bad news, Joe. And there's the man that caught the touchdown pass. Chris T. Jones, number 85. Out of Cardinal Newman up in West Palm Beach.
Here we go. If we take another look at, you got a headshot of Ryan Collins, and here you see what he sees. He's looking for Chris T. Jones all the way. He's got plenty of pace. He pumps. Now he's open, delivers the ball, and you see Chris Jones just does a good job of going up high, sacrificing his body to come down with the reception.
And Barnwell ready to put it in play to the Panthers. Mosley back to receive. Mosley from the 5-yard line. At the 15, brought down at the 17-yard line, and leading the way, Willie Phillips, number 55. Collins with 3 touchdown passes in this game to Stewart, Clausell, and Chris T. Jones.
You have to love the way that he moves the ball around. He gets all the receivers into the offense. He gets all the backs in the offense. So a running back can't get upset if they're not running the football, because they do get to catch the football as well, Jay. Very exciting offense.
It certainly is. John Ryan quarterbacking Pittsburgh. The handoff going to Martin. And we see Martin in the game for the first time. Curtis Martin who has 812 yards, 5.3 average. Martin just 44 yards away from becoming the number 4 all-time rusher in Pitt history. He's out of Alderdice High School here in the Pittsburgh area, been bothered by a shoulder injury, and he has been missed in this offense.
Well, he's been missed solely, and he's the type of back that, talking with Coach Erickson, here's a guy that they tried to recruit. They tried to get him down to the University of Miami, and they felt he could play there, so you know he's a quality back.
Green and Davis set to the near side, and Ryan goes to the far side. The pass to Dukes. Dukes, the senior from Albany, New York, and he gets it up across the 30-yard line for a first down.
Here we take an end zone look at it. You see Dukes just checking out in the flat. No one picks him up. Ryan gets him the ball early, gets it to him on the money, and he's able to break the tackle of Twan Russell and get upfield for a first down.
At last scoring drive, 57 yards, 11 plays. It took 4:42. Ryan throws to the far side, almost intercepted.
Dexter Siegler, he's the thief in the Hurricane defensive secondary. He's noted for picking the pass off, and he just did a good job of reading the play, breaking on the football, and nearly came up with the interception, and that would have been 6, Jay.
And it would have been his 4th interception of the year. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Curtis Anderson, 23, and it's split in now along with Junior Green. And a little delay going to Martin. And Martin has a first down. And you see why he's so valuable in this offense. He gets that ball out to the 44-yard line.
Good run by Curtis Martin on a draw. You see, going back, he takes the ball, and he's just weaving his way downfield. We take another look. You see the Pitt offensive line do a good job of pushing the defenders out of there, giving Martin room to run. And he sort of stumbles there, or he might have had a larger gain, Jay.
He certainly might have been able to get another 10 or 15. Ryan rolling to the right side, throwing, nobody there. Ryan bailing out on that one.
That looked like some NFL quarterback in there. Everybody's covered, throw it out of bounds. Good smart play by John Ryan there, though, ready to give up the sack.
Well, there you see Curtis Martin and where he is on the all-time list.
Here's another play. A look at that big run by Curtis Martin. As you see a big hole, he puts a move on C.J. Richardson, has him falling down. You know, this kid is a very talented athlete that only played 1 year high school football.
2nd down and 10. Junior Green to the near side for Pittsburgh, and a little handoff delay to Martin coming back. And he gets barely back to the line of scrimmage as James Burgess, 54, made the tackle. Burgess, a true freshman out of Homestead.
Another one of those young quality linebackers as he stays at home, reads his coverage, reads the keys. You see Warren Sapp gets tossed down there, but James Burgess stays at home, and there's nothing there. Nowhere for Curtis Martin to run.
Burgess had 10 tackles in the Temple game. It is 3rd down and 10 for Pittsburgh. 8:20 to play in the first half. Miami up 21-0. Ryan in trouble, goes down at the 40-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play as Patrick Riley, number 43, made the stop.
That Miami defensive front 4 is just too tough for the Pitt Panther offensive line in passing situations, because you've got 4 guys coming after the quarterback, and Patrick Riley, number 43, was a starter last year and lost his job to Kenny Lopez. So when he gets in there, you know he's hungry, and he just did a good job of staying there, reading the quarterback, and reacting to him.
He now has 4.5 sacks on the year. German is downfield to take this punt from Nate Cochran. And the handoff to West, and that doesn't fool anybody.
Yeah, they tried to run a little direct snap to West in the fullback slot, and as we take a quick look at it, they tried to run a little fake punt going to West, and he just reached up and grabbed it, but Miami was not fooled at all.
Jared Miller stayed at home, and he did an excellent job, number 55. We'll return with more Miami football here on Sunshine right after this. Miami leads it 21-0, and a rose is a rose is a rose. Okay, Joe.
Thank you, and I just wanted to start by saying last week 6 drop balls by University of Miami football receivers. It was very important for those guys to get off to a good start today. A lot of pressure on them. So far, they've been excellent holding on to that football in this cold weather.
Yeah, it kind of perked them up maybe a little bit, this cold weather on that.
Kind of perked them up. You know, you play against a tempo. You're coming off a big victory against Syracuse, and they just weren't motivated. They weren't focusing in. Where this game here, they come in, the weather's a little cool, a little chilly, shall we say, and the ball is slick, but they're doing a good job of concentrating, focusing on the football as we look at the stats there with Miami moving the football well.
Johnny Majors went second in the Heisman voting to a Notre Damer. Tell you about that in a minute as we get the handoff to Harris on the far side. He's got a blocker out in front of him. Clausell out there to help out, and he is run out of bounds near the 27-yard line by Clark Hayes, number 43.
A.C. Tellison on this play, on this reverse, came back and threw a bone-crushing block. And if you look at the left side of your screen, here you see Jonathan Harris is coming back, and all of a sudden, all you see is a defender that's down with A.C. Tellison standing over him. You didn't get to see the beauty of that block, but when your receivers are out front blocking, you pick up big yardage like that last play.
And a first down. Christy Jones set to the right side. Collins fakes, gets away, and steps out of bounds after picking up a few. He got to the 22-yard line, run out of bounds over there by Clark, number 43. Talking about Johnny Majors.
Here's a good look at their defensive zone coverage. They're playing man within the zone, doing a good job. There's nobody open, and Ryan Collins had to come down and run with the football.
I want to finish that story about Majors. The Notre Damer that he finished second to in the Heisman voting was a fellow named Paul Horning in 56.
That's not bad company to finish second to.
Yeah.
And Collins handling it, and it is Bennett who got the ball to the 13-yard line. Or was it German?
That was Larry Jones coming through. Hadn't played much today.
Jones for the first
he gets
time.
his opportunity. It does a good job of reading the block of the center and the guard, coming through for a big gain.
Jones, 23, averaging 6.5 per carry out of Gainesville. Tellison and German coming to the right side with Harris. First down at about the 14-yard line. Collins, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it to German. The coverage, good coverage by Whaley, number 24, the free safety.
Doug Whaley did a good job of staying with German all the way. It was a long pass, trying to run a corner route on him, and he didn't bite. Did a good job of staying at home, reacting to the football as you see Jamie German come back to try and take it away, and just good defense by Doug Whaley. As you see it, here's another look at it. He hasn't beat for a second, but this is a long play, and it took the ball a while to get there.
On second down. Collins looking right, all his wide receivers out there, throws behind Jonathan Harris. They flooded the zone out there, and Harris was open, but the pass thrown behind the intended receiver.
Yeah, once again, they're doing a good job of just running everybody. You get the man coverage, and the ball's just a little bit behind Jonathan Harris, because if he'd have caught that on the run, that would have been 6, Jay.
Dennis Erickson's Hurricanes leading at 21-0 here. They're 6 out of 7 on third down conversions. 3rd and 10 from the 14-yard line. Collins throwing, and there he is. Touchdown to Jamie German. 4 touchdown passes for Collins as he hooks up with the freshman from Fort Myers.
That's just great play calling by Dennis Erickson. They tried it once, it didn't work. They got him in their zone, And once again, they come back to the same play to Jamie German. We're going to try it till we get it right, and we get 6. Good play calling by Dennis Erickson. Good toss by Ryan Collins, getting the ball to Jamie German. Here we take another look. He's going to him all the way. Good touch on the football as you see him throw it up and over.
Pruitt will attempt the extra point. It is up, and it is good. Pruitt now is 30 of 30 this season with his extra points. 28-0 Miami. We'll be back right after this.
This may look like an ordinary compact disc, but actually, it's an interactive encyclopedia. A stimulating match with a tennis pro. An interactive adventure through fantastic worlds. A glimpse into the world of Vincent van Gogh, or even a feature-length Hollywood movie. This is CDI, Compact Disc Interactive. A new world standard in multimedia home entertainment from Philips Electronics. You might expect to pay over $1,000 for an entertainment system that does this much, but now you can own a Philips CDI player for only $499. You can choose from more than 100 interactive titles by world-renowned publishers. CDI titles start at just $15. During this special TV promotion, we'll include Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia on disc, a $299 retail value, yours free during this limited time offer. Call the number on your screen now for a free brochure and for the location of your nearest CDI retailer.
The best time in Key West is the week of November 7th through the 13th. The Pierre Cardin Key West World Championship Super Boat Race. See these awesome boats blast by close up. Feel the spray. Catch the excitement. It's the largest field of super boats in the last 4 years. Plus a week of Key West parties and fun. The Key West Super Boat World Championship Race. Presented by Pierre Cardin Watches. For the best time. Don't miss this race week in Key West.
Miami 28, Pittsburgh nothing. We have 6.5 minutes remaining. First half, hard-hitting hockey action continues here on Sunshine. The Panthers take the ice at the Forum in Montreal to face off against the Canadiens Wednesday, November the 10th. That's live on Sunshine at 7. Florida Panthers, Montreal Canadiens. Barnwell kicking off. Norris Mosley up over the 15, the 20, breaks out at the 30, and gets to the 33-yard line. A tackle made by 49, Robert Bass.
Mosley did a good job of following the wedge, hitting it up in there, and almost broke it for the big one as he tripped as he came through the wedge.
The 4th scoring drive of the afternoon for the Hurricanes. 38 yards on 6 plays. It only took 1 minute and 14 seconds. Collins with 4 touchdown passes this afternoon. That time Billy Davis went in motion. Handoff to Curtis Martin. Martin getting a couple to the 35-yard line. And he was wrapped up underneath the pile there by Patrick Riley. Riley number 43.
Twan Russell also did a good job on that play, Jay, of turning it back in, getting upfield where Martin had to turn back, and Patrick Riley was able to come in for the tackle.
Junior Green set out to the top of the screen on 2nd and 7. Ryan throws. It's complete. Dukes has it across the 40 to the 45 and a first down. Juan Russell, 45, made the play for Miami along with James Burgess, 54.
Let's see if we can get a good look at how Dukes came open on this play. As you see, Ryan going back, does a good job, knows he's got to back out in the flat, gets it to Dukes. Dukes put a move on, goes forward for the first down.
Green and Davis this time are both set to the right side. As you get a look at Chad Dukes there from Albany, New York. Look out, it looks like a busted play. Yes, indeed. Ryan goes down back at the 35-yard line. Hardy, number 59, the defensive tackle, in there for the sack.
Here we see John Ryan coming out. He's trying to run a little bootleg action, but Corey Hardy is not fooled, stays at home, and is there to come up with the sack before he even get outside the pocket.
The loss is back to the 36.
Excuse me, Jay. That play just takes too long to develop against a defense that is as quick as Miami. That everything has to be quick. Otherwise, you don't have time to complete it.
4:47 to play in this first half, and that is Martin banging up the middle. Gets the ball back across the 43-yard line. Twan Russell, 45 on the stop. Curtis Martin with 6 touchdowns this year and 812 yards coming into today.
Here you see what Ray Perry sees as he's locked up with the offensive guard. But I tell you, this kid, Curtis Martin, has some jets. He has the ability, once he sees a hole, he's through there, and that's why they have to have this guy healthy. He's vital to their offense.
He got a nice block from Chad Dukes, his fullback, number 40 on the play. Ryan going long, and it is intercepted. Picking it away was Jones, number 26. Junior Green, the intended receiver. Aaron Jones, the freshman from Merritt Island, Florida, his first interception.
Well, here you see Patrick Riley comes free, and the ball is underthrown, and Aaron Jones is just in perfect position to come down and take the ball away from Green. As you can see, there's nowhere for John Ryan to step up as Patrick Riley comes in and puts him on his back as he's releasing the football.
And happiness reigns for young Mr. Jones over there. From the 15-yard line. Miami up 28-0. We come back into Pitt Stadium. And the handoff here going to Jones. Larry Jones is across the 40-yard line all the way up to the 43 before David Sumner, the strong safety again, 46, making the tackle. Jones starting the day with a 6.5 average, his longest run from scrimmage, 32 yards.
I'll tell you, this kid has great balance to be 6'3", 230 pounds. Larry Jones came around and jumped over a guy, lost his balance, was able to put his hand down and pick it up and go for another 15 yards. Good running by Larry Jones.
First and 10 from the 42-yard line for Miami. And at quarterback now, Costa. And Costa throws. It is complete to Marcus Welby, number 88, who is in there now as a wide receiver. So after throwing 4 touchdown passes, Collins gets relief from Frank Costa.
Well, Frank Costa started the year as the #1 guy. Had some problems against Florida State, and Ryan Collins came in and took over the starting spot, but he's a very capable quarterback that knows how to move this Miami offense.
Costa 95 completions out of 179 coming into this game. And it looked like the right side of the Pitt line jumped first. We'll wait and see.
Ricky Perry, the left tackle, was a little early in the count and jumped to pull the Pitt offside, so it's going to be against Miami.
Dead ball.
Perry, the weak side tackle out of Card City, Miami area.
Still first down.
And the penalty will be stepped off. Let's go down to Joe Rose.
The great thing about being ahead by 28 points before halftime, it gives everybody an opportunity to play. Everybody's happy. This is where all that practice as a backup really pays off. All the guys excited. You see now a lot of the #2s coming in. Frank Costa will now get a chance to play a lot at quarterback for the rest of this day. Back to you guys.
And a little delay in the handoff to Larry Jones, and he is hit immediately on the play by Mike Hallepin, number 94. Hallepin, a sophomore from Apollo, Pennsylvania.
As we go back and look at the ground level replay here, you see he hands it off to Larry Jones, but there's nowhere to run, and Hallepin is just doing a good job, but Jones breaks the tackle, keeps his feet moving, and the whole Pitt defense comes in and finally stops him for no gain.
Jamie German here on the near side. Costa from the shotgun over the middle. Kellison took it down to the 40-yard line, and penalty markers go down as he was hit on the play by Simpson, number 45. An illegal push in the back. The indication against the Hurricanes.
As we look at the end zone view here, we'll see Frank Costas backing out, and you'll see A.C. Tellison come into your picture. And right there, trying to get a block, you see, I think that's Diedrich Clausel that's caught for pushing in the back.
Was the tight end. An illegal block will take the ball back up to the 49-yard line.
Second down.
You know, as a former receiver, you know, I can deal with that. As we look at the protection first, and then I'll get back to this point, just a good job by that Miami offensive line, giving them plenty of time to throw. But as you see, the push in the back by Diedrich Clausel, as an ex-receiver, I want to have my guys down there blocking. If they get called for it, that's okay.
Very good point. There's the penalty situation. Costa looking to the far sideline, and he is incomplete over there. Intended for Chris T. Jones, and Jones is shaken up a little bit. He was hit hard by Doug Whaley, number 24, the free safety. Coming up at halftime, an interview with Dennis Erickson, and we talk a little bit about both his quarterbacks. And Joe will have an opportunity, hopefully, to visit with Miami Athletic Director Paul D. We'll have stats and highlights for you. So stay with us at halftime here on Sunshine. Jones up and limping a little bit.
He'll be okay, Jay. Just got the wind knocked on him slightly. He was extended up in the air and got hit pretty good by Whaley. And
you've been there.
I've been there many a times.
3rd down and 15. Costas from the gun over the middle, hits the little guy Harris. Harris on the run, and a fine play is made by David Sumner, the strong safety, 46, to bring down Jonathan Harris.
I'll tell you, to run down Jonathan Harris the way David Sumner did there, he has speed. Jonathan Harris is a speed burner, and he was running with him step for step and wouldn't allow him to turn the corner. David Sumner did a good job of running him down before he gets to turn the corner.
Mike Chrissy, the sophomore from St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale, to punt, and a fair catch called for. A fair catch by Jay Jones. 59 seconds remaining to be played in this first half. 14 points in the first period. Collins to Stewart and Collins to Clausel. 14 points here in the second quarter of play. Collins to Chris T. Jones and Collins to Jamie German. 28-0. Associated Press rankings: Florida State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Miami, Alabama, Nebraska, Tennessee, Auburn, Florida, and Texas A&M.
I'll tell you, the Florida State Notre Dame game next week should be a doozy. You've got Florida State, the #1 team, going into South Bend. And that's the game that everybody's been pointing toward as far as keeping their hopes alive for the national championship. But even more so, Jay, Miami, for the last 4 years, has finished #1, #3, #1, #3. The first year on the Dennis Erickson, they won the national championship. They lost 1 game. And Miami is starting to make that climb again. Could be a very interesting scenario to have to play either Notre Dame or Florida State at the end of the year for the national championship.
Big game in the Big Ten. Ohio State, Wisconsin. If Ohio State would get upended, it would make it very interesting. Miami possibly would jump up.
Miami could possibly jump up to #2 rather than #3. Ohio State, if they go on undefeated, will end up as #2, but they won't get a chance to play #1 because of that bowl coalition and having to go to the Rose Bowl.
They'll be in the Rose. 28-0 here. The Panthers, as we are inside the final minute of this first half. Panthers putting it in play. Martin dancing for a yard or two. Bit of shoving going on there. And Burgess is down. Number 54. Next week, the Hurricanes meeting the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers in the Orange Bowl next Saturday at 4 p.m. There is no live local TV. That game will be tape delayed for you here on Sunshine.
Looks like he's okay. He's up and walking off on his own power. He just seemed to be a little woozy. You know, sometimes you don't deliver the blow, you accept the blow.
There is a difference.
There's a good look at Ray Lewis, the freshman middle linebacker that has played phenomenal for the Hurricanes this year.
Second down and 9. Martin to the 25-yard line. Marley made the tackle. Marley, of course, raised by his grandmother. His dad, the late great singer from Jamaica, and we are at halftime here at Pitt Stadium. Johnny Majors' Panthers find themselves deep in the hole as the Hurricanes lead it 28-0 here. We'll be back with our halftime activities. First, we'll take this timeout. Halftime here. I won't say it was perfect, but it was an outstanding, near-perfect performance by Collins.
Well, you know, the story of today's game offensively is Ryan Collins. The guy has just had a phenomenal afternoon. He's got 4 touchdown passes, and it's just unbelievable how he has moved the ball around and gotten everybody involved in the offense.
Take a look at a couple of these touchdown passes. How about the shot to Chris T. Jones?
Well, you see him go to Chris Jones as Chris Jones runs a crossing route, and Ryan Collins has the presence of mind knowing he's got plenty of time where he pump fakes, he waits, and then he goes to his go-to guy, Chris T. Jones, as he goes up and comes down with a big touchdown pass.
14 points in the first period of play, 14 in the second, and the catch by Jamie German coming up here.
Well, here's a play that they went too early. They came back to it 2 plays later, and Jamie German just does a good job of running a corner route, and Ryan Collins throws it up and over, gives him plenty of room to catch the ball in the end zone.
As Joe Rose mentioned, it should be a very interesting second half as you look at the first half statistics. 288 yards for Miami to 67 for Pitt, and we should see a great many of the Hurricanes have an opportunity to play in this second half coming up. And we will be back with the second half here at Pitt Stadium right after these messages. 28-0. The Hurricanes have the lead, and let's go again to Joe Rose.
All right, enough. Okay, I got it. I know what you're saying. Well, I've got more important guests, barely more important. I know I'm trying to be fair here. I have Sid and Marianne Cassidy with me. Now, this is kind of a unique situation. This is a brother-sister combination. Swimming coach at the University of Miami, Sid. Marianne's now at Pitt. They had a meet against each other today. First of all, I hope it wasn't outdoor.
No, it was definitely an indoor at Trees Pool.
Now, it's got to be kind of neat for you two to get a chance. You swam together as coaches for 6 weeks this summer, and now you're together competing against each other. Is it kind of neat? It's got to be neat for both of you.
Yeah, it was great. It was a real exciting meet for us. We really enjoyed having the University of Miami come up and swim us up here. And everybody gets to go to the game afterwards. So.
Now, have you adjusted to this type of weather in November?
I'm getting used to it. It's not something you just can handle right away, but it's going to be a long process.
Did you take it easy on your sister today?
I did not take it easy. As a matter of fact, they won the meet on the last event. It was a very exciting meet, and our swimmers and divers performed real well. And Pittsburgh has long been the dominant force in Big East swimming, so we were real happy with the outcome in each individual event. I'd like to see the team outcome a little bit more on our side when we come back for the conference meet.
Well, we want to thank both of you for taking just a couple minutes. Good luck to both of you, and we hope you have a lot of wins this year.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Okay, back up to you guys.
All right, and Barnwell's kick goes out of bounds. Went out at the 8-yard line. It'll be brought up to the 35. And Pitt will start from there. Pitt won the toss to start things, deferred, and took the kickoff to start this second half.
Here you get a good look at that Miami defense. They've got the second and third team in, but the first team is coming back. And Rohan Marley's on the blitz, and Ryan never saw him.
He
never
got the
saw
job
him.
done, didn't he? Wow, he was in there quickly.
Miami comes out first play and comes with a weak side blitz, and Rohan Marley puts the hat on John Ryan as he's looking downfield to his left. He comes out play action. He never has a chance to look back to his right until Rohan Marley gets there.
Ryan was 7 of 11 for 67 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. There's Mr. Marley.
Small guy at 5'8", 205 pounds, but he packs a big punch.
Little delay going to Martin, and Martin gets up over the 30-yard line to the 31. He was wrapped up there by Kenny Lopez. Kenny, number 71. Kenny out of Key West, Florida, the senior.
When you look at Curtis Martin run, you can see why the Pitt Panther football team is excited about this young back, because he has that broken field ability that, you know, he finds the crease in the defense where he twists and turns for 4 or 5 yards every time he's got his hands on the football.
3rd down and 13. Penalty marker down, and the pass almost intercepted. That was very close for Paul White. If White could have picked that off, it would have been 6.
Paul White did a good job of flowing with Bill Davis as Davis was running a little sideline route, and he was right on, and he just wasn't able to come down with the catch. We've got a penalty flag down.
Referee John Smith sorting it out with his crew. Johnny Majors and the national championship team here. He was National Coach of the Year. And that was in that 12-0 year here.
Offsides.
Coached at Iowa State.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay it down.
5-yard penalty, and we'll replay the down.
Caught one of the Miami defenders in the neutral zone.
45-year-old native of Everett, Washington, Dennis Erickson, the head coach of the Hurricanes. 3rd down conversions. Miami 7 of 9, as you saw, and Pitt hasn't had very much success. They are facing 3rd and 9. Pass goes out to Martin, and he has got the first down. Martin out to midfield. Robert Bass, 49, leading the way out there among the Miami tacklers.
As we go back and look at the instant replay end zone view here, you see Ryan just tries to get the ball out to Curtis Martin in the open field. Dexter Siegler doesn't do a good job of wrapping up, and they weren't able to get Martin down. I mean, just poor tackling by the Hurricanes.
Johnson this time on the tackle. Martin getting it again. Might have got a yard. Darren Crine, 91, also in on the tackle for the Hurricanes. Opening moments of the 3rd quarter. Miami up 28-0. Wayne Johnson, 94. He is a Pennsylvanian from over in the eastern end of the state, from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Came out of Freedom High School. Second down and 9. Ryan trying to get it out to Dukes. It's probably a good idea that Dukes didn't catch that ball. They were bearing down on him.
Bearing down. Rohan Marley had his sights in on him, and Dwayne Johnson did a good job of destroying the play before it developed. They had a little loop action where they were bringing the defensive end down and looping the tackle out, and he sort of stumbled right into it and sort of stopped the play before it got started.
This is the 6th time in the last 7 games that Pitt has faced a nationally ranked team. They played a very tough schedule. They have these Pitt Panthers of Johnny Majors. 3rd down. Ryan over the middle, and it is caught beautifully by Billy Davis. And a big first down at the 20-yard line. C.J. Richardson on the tackle, number 19, but that was a very nice pass by Ryan.
That was a perfect pass by John Ryan. As you can see, as we go back and we look at the instant replay, he does a good job of stepping up, throwing the football over the outstretched arms of Paul White. Perfect thrown pass as C.J. Richardson comes in with Terrence Harris finishing him off. Excellent throw and catch by Davis and Ryan.
Davis averaging 7.3 per catch coming into today's game.
Come over here.
They give it off. And moving with it is Anderson. Now penalty flag goes down here along the sideline as Anderson came out of bounds.
I think the flag's going to be against C.J. Richardson for being up around the head. But Terrence Harris had a chance to make this play for a big loss and didn't come down with the tackle. As you can see, they're trying to take advantage of Miami's aggressiveness and pursuit as they come back, and you've got Curtis Martin, and Terrence Harris has to make that play. And there you see the penalty. The tail end, you'll see him up around the head and finishing it off by grabbing the face mask. Good call by the official.
And the penalty is going to put the ball to the 9-yard line.
This is what the Pitt Panthers needed to come out and get something established and maybe get on the scoreboard here in the start of the second half.
The last time the Hurricanes shut out an opponent on the road was right here, October 21st of '67, when they beat Pittsburgh 58-0. Pittsburgh trying to avert the shutout and get on the board here. Junior Green, 87, the flanker set to the left side. Ryan rolling out there, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for Billy Davis. He was out of bounds. Davis and Anderson both over there.
Well, this is still an excellent throw. The ball is thrown where only the receiver can catch it. As you see Ryan throwing it on the run, and I'll tell you what, this was very, very close to being a completion, but as you can see, comes down out of bounds.
It was Curtis
Anderson does a good job of going up for the football, but he wasn't able to stay in bounds.
Martin weaving his way up to the 4-yard line.
Martin shows you there on that run with nothing there. He's able to move around, slide and pick his hole, and still pick up 5 yards to make it third and goal.
Corwin Francis in underneath there to make the stop.
Let's see if we can take another look at it. You're looking at Martin there, and he's just an exciting back. But as you can see, there's nothing there. He moves his feet. He's picking his hole, sliding to the right, and gets as much as you can out of that play.
Third down from the 4-yard line. And the pass out to Martin, and he steps out of bounds at about the 1.5. Marley was there to make the play number 2 for the Hurricanes.
That was a well-designed play as they're trying to just get the ball into Martin's hands early. But as you can see, Rohan Marley and Paul White does a good job of reacting up, keeping him out of the end zone to make it 4th and goal.
And the ball just inside the 2-yard line. And Pittsburgh will go for it on 4th down.
Big play here as you see him go with the twin set.
Ryan handing it off to Martin. Nothing there.
Nothing there. Ran right into the strength of that Miami defense with the linebackers coming. And you see Corin Francis, Robert Harris, everybody right there to make the play. That was surprising, Jay. I expected him to come up instead of going with the straight T. And as you can see here, looking at instant replay, there's just nowhere to run. Miami gets great penetration.
Not Martin they were trying with that time.
They were trying to go with the big back, but it just didn't work. But I thought that with the ability they've had of running the football versus throwing the football, they would have came out and tried to go with a run-pass option with John Ryan and maybe get it to one of the backs out in the flat, make Miami have to cover the whole field.
With Miami leading 28-0, 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter, we'll take this timeout.
It's just kind of an annoyance.
And I'm just too embarrassed to tell him about it.
Braun Flex Control, the first electric shaver with a pivoting head. It automatically adjusts to every contour of your face. Flex Control from Braun, the last word in shavers.
For me, the ideal shaver would give me a nice close shave and can get into those tight, troubled areas very easily.
Platinum-coated twin foils and dual cutter blocks automatically adjust to give even the difficult areas of your face Braun's most comfortable and closest shave ever. Now, for only 4 easy payments of $32.50, you can have the original Braun Flex Control with pivoting head in chromium-plated or black matte finish.
The best shave I've ever had.
I think the Braun shaver would be a great gift.
Call 1-800-308-4100 now. And for only 4 easy payments of $32.50, the Braun Flex Control shaver with deluxe travel case can be yours. Order now and get the pocket battery shaver free. Call 1-800-308-4100 now.
Buy the Braun Flex Control. It's the best.
Best fried clams in the city and 36 taps. No one sells more draft beer in New York than I do. So when they came to me with Coors Extra Gold, I said, what do I need another beer for? Couldn't believe it. Now the bartenders can't pour it fast enough. It seems to just take off. It's amazing. Who'd have thought? You know what? I think Coors Extra Gold is the best premium beer in the country, without a doubt.
You don't have to run a bar to know a good beer. Coors Extra Gold. Get back to real beer.
I think it's about the best thing we ever did.
Miami still has the shutout. Reminder to join us for the Marlins postseason special Monday, November 8th at 8:30. We'll recap the excitement from the Florida Marlins inaugural season on Sunshine Network. Gary Carter will be joining me. We hope you'll be with us. Florida Marlins postseason special, 8:30 Monday evening. Ryan Collins is back in at quarterback. Collins, who threw 4 touchdown passes in the first half, 1 to Stewart, 1 to Clausell, 1 to Christy Jones, and 1 to Jamie German. From the 3-yard line, Bennett out across the 5, run out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Gerald Simpson, number 45 for the Panthers, ran him out.
Nothing fancy, Jay, just trying to get some working room there. They come off the ball, running off tackle, strong side, and good job of that offensive line moving that Pitt defense back as you've got Alan Simonette in for Tyrell Green starting the second half.
Stewart this time, who just came in for Bennett, crossing the 10, short of the first down. The line to make is the 14-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 3. Now Bennett comes back in and Stewart goes out. Third down and 3. Collins. Incomplete, intended for Jonathan Harris.
That would have been a difficult catch, as you've seen Jonathan Harris try to spin around and come down with the reception. Ball's a little bit behind him, and we've seen a couple tosses like that today from Ryan Collins. There you see Jonathan Harris trying to do a pirouette and catch the football at the same time. Wasn't able to come down with the grab.
Chrissy to do the punting, standing in his own end zone. Jay Jones downfield, lets it bounce in front of him. And it gets a good Miami bounce all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And Jay Jones made a mistake that time.
That was a big mistake. You've got to come up, fair catch that ball. You cannot allow to give up that kind of field position when your defense has done a great job of holding them in there and pinning them back.
Johnny Majors back here for a second stint coaching, and the University of Miami this season. The victory over Boston College, and then the win against Virginia Tech, and the big victory out at Colorado. Victory over Georgia Southern, and the 28-10 loss to Florida State. A big shutout of Syracuse, and 42-7 over Temple. Collins, of course, parked that 49-0 victory. Both Collins and Costa were used in the victory over Temple. As Pittsburgh is going to have the football, Martin needs just 7 more yards to move into the 5th place in Pittsburgh's all-time rushing list. The weather beginning to deteriorate a little bit, starting to mist. The temperature in the 30s. Pitt Stadium high on a hill above the city. They had national championship teams here in 1915, 1916, 1918, in 29 and 31 and 34 and 36 and 37, and their last one was in 76. Forbes Field used to be right over there. The Pittsburgh Pirates played there, of course, for many years and had that great World Series victory over the New York Yankees there. Let's go down to Joe Rose.
In the background here, you can see a lot of the players now putting on the jackets. The temperature has dropped a bit. Dennis Erickson decided at halftime he would play most of his starters, only 2 series into the second half, then allow everybody else to play. Back up to you guys.
All right, Joe, stay warm down there. You're looking good. 1st and 10 for the Pitt Panthers. Martin doesn't get much as Dwayne Johnson, 94, the right tackle for the Hurricanes, made the tackle.
Well, Martin steadily moving closer to becoming, what, the 7th all-time rusher here?
No, moving into 5th. Moving into the 5th spot, and he has a chance today to go to the 4th spot if he would have a really big day. But Junior Green comes here to the near sideline on 2nd down. He's set wide. And look out. Ryan's in a lot of trouble. Down he goes at the 22-yard line. Kenny Lopez, the senior, picking up the sack. Dwayne Johnson, 94, also there. You know, we talk about, well, let's take a look at this.
Here you see another look at it as they're trying to go play action, and Darren Crine comes free, and he gets picked off by the offensive tackle, number 71, which is Chris Toffick. Did a good job of picking him off of the quarterback at the last second.
3rd down and 12. Ryan can't find anybody to throw to. And leading the way was Kevin Patrick, number 86, the big senior out of Forest Hills High School in Palm Springs, California. That's his 7th sack of the season.
2 successive plays where you get that defensive end combination of Crine and Patrick. Crine last play, Patrick this play, coming down with the quarterback, creating havoc in the backfield.
Nate Cochran to do the punting. Jamie German back to receive. A low liner. German comes over at the 40. Steps up at the 45, midfield, down to the 48-yard line. Nice return by German. The stop made by Lou Casanova, number 89 for Pittsburgh. We have 8:17 remaining to be played in the 3rd quarter. Miami leads at 28-0. We'll be back right after this. Here's a great moment in Pitt football history. Mike Ditka, their All-American, 58 through 60. Look at Ditka. He played both ways. You remember that, Nat? And he was something else. As we come back to play here, this pass to Tellison.
That was a great shot of Mike back when he was a standout for Pitt before he went to the Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. I guess he was a part of both of those organizations. And, you know, you talked earlier about the national championships they've had here, and it's just a lot of history here at the University of Pittsburgh.
Well, if Mike Ditka is in the Hall of Fame, and he is as a tight end, I think Jackie Smith should be in the Hall of Fame as a tight end.
Don't tell Mike that.
No. Getting the call this time is Stewart. Stewart across the 40-yard line. 84. Tommelty makes the play. Ditka now, of course, working for NBC, but what a player he was. I had the privilege of covering him. I was doing radio at West Virginia in 1959 and 60, and then the year after he left here, I did that televised game out of here, the first West Virginia football game ever televised. And I can tell you that Iron Mike, as he is known, is some kind of competitor. Oh, my. The handoff goes to Bennett. And Bennett was banged hard there by John McCray, number 67. What a tackle.
You could hear those pads pop up here as John McCray read the play and came across and put the hit on Bennett before he could get started in the backfield. I mean, that's delivering the blow and then wrapping up to make sure that he doesn't fall forward. Excellent play by John McCray.
On 4th down and 2, Miami goes. Collins is called an audible at the line of scrimmage. And he calls on Stewart, and I don't think he got it. No, he didn't. And Pittsburgh may be down 28-0, but their defense is fired up, led by Gerald Simpson, number 45, on the stop.
Gerald Simpson was able to get upfield and hit James Stewart before the play developed and didn't allow him to bounce off for the first down. That Pittsburgh defense has come out the second half. I don't know what Coach Major said in the halftime to fire them up, but they're coming out playing tough football. Let's see if we can take another look at it. As you see Ryan Collins checking off, gives the ball on going left. Good blocking, but he just does a good job of beating the blocker and getting upfield before the play developed. Let's give Gerald Simpson another notch of standing in there when the going is getting tough. The weather's starting to get a little bad, and instead of quitting, the Pitt defense, Gerald Simpson leading the way, making big plays.
Well, there are single game tickets available, of course, for the Hurricane games at 1-800-GO-CANES, and hope many of you will be on hand next Saturday at the Orange Bowl at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Homecoming. And the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers will be in the Orange Bowl. Rutgers on the 13th. Then Miami goes to Morgantown, West Virginia to face the Mountaineers on November the 20th and ends up the regular season against Memphis State November the 27th.
You know, Jay, people used to tell me when I played that when you came up to the north or the Midwest and you played in this kind of weather, this is supposed to be good football weather. I'm here to tell you it wasn't good football weather then, and as a broadcast, it's not good football weather.
Well, let me say this, you know, it never does any good to complain about the weather, but what about the fact that some people say some teams are better in cold weather than others? You take any credence to that statement?
None whatsoever. Both teams are cold. You never get conditioned for it.
All right, that time it was Billy West for the Panthers. West getting it out to the 44-yard line. In underneath the pile, number 94 to make the play, Dwayne Johnson, and also C.J. Richardson was there. Clock running with 5:40 remaining. It has been a scoreless third quarter to this point. Handoff to Martin, getting outside and run out of bounds. Good pursuit over there. Dexter Sigler, number 34, and now a little shoving match going on. There is Costa warming up.
Well, Joe said earlier that Coach Erickson was only going to give the starters 2 series, so we can expect Frank Costa to come in to start the next series. There's a picture of him warming up on the sideline.
And Martin now has moved into the 5th spot on the all-time rushing list here at Pittsburgh. There's the Panther and the Pitt cheerleaders. 3rd down and 1. Ryan has to throw it away. Martin was really being pursued by Darren Crine.
And Darren Crine wasn't fooled by the play action and came straight for John Ryan as he went back. Didn't have time to set and throw the football. He was just throwing it away to avoid the sack. There's a good look at John Ryan, who has really played well today, considering everything.
He has hung very, very tough for a sophomore. Nate Cochran does the punting. Jamie German is back. German fair catch, 16-yard line. That's where the Hurricanes will put it in play with 5:11 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Well, we talked about the great traditions at Miami and here at Pittsburgh in football. They had great coaches at both these schools. You go back to the likes of Pop Warner, who coached here, and Dr. Sutherland, and Johnny Michaelowson, and of course Jackie Sherrill. When Jackie Sherrill left here, the hard times really came for Pittsburgh.
Hard times came because 95% of winning in college football is not only being a sharp coach, but also recruiting. And that's what they hope that Johnny Majors will bring back to Pitt University.
1st down, and the handoff going from Costa to James Stewart. Stewart up over the 25 to the 26-yard line. And let's go again to Joe Rose.
Well, one of the more popular places to be today is, yes, with the master heaters. There's 6 of them down here on the sideline for the University of Miami football players. And as it gets colder, they become more popular. Back up to you guys.
Well, that's a nice commercial for that master company.
Only person we see, though, is Joe Rose by the heater.
Joe seems to be very warm at this point in the proceedings. 2nd down and 1. Bennett, 1st down, out to the 34-yard line. Stop made by David Sumner, number 46, who's played quite a game at strong safety today.
That front line of Miami is starting to come off the ball again and pushing the defensive front around. And as we saw there, Larry Jones had an easy time of picking up 5 or 6 yards because there was a big hole.
I think I said it was Bennett. That was Jones. Jones is 23, Bennett 33. Costa in the pocket, lots of time, throwing, and it is incomplete. The catch made by Marcus Wimberly, number 88, but he was out of bounds on the white stripe over there. Coverage by Sumner, number 46.
Here we see Frank Costa's back out. He's throwing to his left, does a good job, perfect throw. The only thing is he does not have possession. He's juggling the football as he goes out.
Good call by the official along the sideline. On 2nd down. Costa with a quick throw this time, completing it up to Harris at the 42-yard line. Harris came into today with 21 catches for 281 yards. Again, it's Sumner on the tackle.
Yeah, but here we see Frank Costa does a good job. He's got a screen pass on, really, but he reads the blitz and goes to his outlet, Jonathan Harris, for a big play. Here we get another look. As you can see, watch the tackles coming out. It's a screen play, but he goes to Jonathan Harris because he read the blitz.
Third down and 1. Stewart has the 1st down. Crossing the 45-yard line. Whaley, 24, the free safety, made the tackle.
There's a lot of hitting going on down in the trenches because Pitt did a good job of just standing up that offensive line, and Stewart did a good job of picking his hole, sliding back to his left to pick up the 3 yards for the first down.
See the Panthers gathering around their heating units over there now.
That's what I told you. Both teams are cold. Pitt's up here, and they're around by the heaters. You don't see many Miami players by the heater because Dennis Erickson has been preaching all week. You're not cold.
That's right.
You can't be cold.
You got to believe. Costa's called an audible. Wide receivers all set to the left side. He throws back into the middle, and the ball batted. Tumulty, number 84, the man in the middle there, has done an outstanding job for Pittsburgh this afternoon. Got a hand on it.
Did a good job of staying at home, playing the defense, sitting back in the zone coverage, and Frank just tried to fit that ball in. He's trying to get a big play where his read then should have been out to the flat with Jonathan Harris running free. Here you see him trying to fit it in as Tumulty is just reading the quarterback's eyes, staying where he's supposed to be.
German at the top of the screen. Tellison set down to the right side. Costa has lots of time. He throws, and it is incomplete. The play at the 45-yard line made by Whaley against Clausel.
Doug Whaley did a good job of driving on the football once it was in the air because Clausel is open. But as the ball takes a little while to get there, here you see coming up right as the ball gets there, perfect timing to stay away from the penalty.
He timed that hit perfectly, did Whaley. Whaley is a senior from Upper St. Clair, a Pittsburgh suburb.
He's played well today. He's been in on a lot of plays, and he does a good job of sitting back, playing the defense, and looking into the quarterback eyes and reacting to the football.
A holding call indicated against the Hurricanes. And it's going to put the ball back at the 34-yard line. We have 2.5 minutes to play third quarter. It's been a scoreless third quarter after the Hurricanes got 14 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the second. Halftime lead of 28-0 still on the board here.
That's what you call true fans there, sitting up there. It's nice, brisk weather.
They got their blanket, huh? Bundling weather here. German to the right. Set up the little screen coming across to German. And German is hit at the 38-yard line. Number 67, John McCray, again making the play for the Panthers.
Pitt did a good job of reading the screen as they were trying to run the flanker screen. They'd love to run this play with Jamie German because of his broken field running ability, and came off and was able to make the tackle before he caught the ball and got started upfield.
Going to bring up third down and 18. Ball at the 39-yard line. German comes to the near side. Harris in the slot left. Costa steps up, throws over the middle beautifully to Tellison. First down all the way to the 30-yard line. A.C. Tellison, the junior from Bay City, Texas, making a fine catch. The stop by Maurice Williams, the right corner, number 17.
On that play, Jay, you saw the experience of Frank Costa. He had pressure coming from his outside, the defensive left end, and you'll see him step up to help out Lemelski there, knowing where his receiver's supposed to be, and was able to fit it in to A.C. Tellison to pick up the big first down.
Wemberly, 88, is set to the left side. He's in now at split end. First down at the 31. Bennett booming upfield inside the 23-yard line. John Marjak, 76. David Sumner, number 46, making the play for Pittsburgh.
Well, looking at the Hurricane running backs today, they're doing a better job of picking their holes and sliding right or left if nothing is there to find that second hole so that they're able to pick up good yardage.
Stewart, 28. Back in, Tellison set to the right side. The handoff going to Jones, and Jones is brought down Doug Whaley, 24, makes the play. He's shy of the first down by about a yard.
Here we see Pitt's defense coming off the ball, not allowing the offense to get upfield. And Larry Jones just did not turn the ball upfield and go north and south quick enough. Here you see him bouncing it outside, but the pursuit, as you see Tumulty come in, does not allow him to get the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
And let's see if they get the play off before the end of the period. They do, and the handoff going to Bennett. Bennett close to the first down as we come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Simpson, 45 on the tackle. 3 quarters by the boards here at Pitt Stadium. A scoreless 3rd period. Miami leading 28-0. Back with the 4th period after this. 79. And there is just one of many touchdown tosses that man has made. Marino on the sidelines this time of the year, and a tough break for him and the Dolphins, but the Dolphins have turned it up a notch. Mr. Mitchell and company have been playing very well.
Yeah, but getting back to Dan Marino, I had the pleasure of him coming in as a rookie, and you could see the first day, the first pass, that this guy was special, that he was gifted, because he could get the ball there in a hurry and had the ability with that quick release to hold it to the last second, enabling a receiver a little bit more time to get open.
And as we go to the 4th period, it is starting to snow here. Fourth down and 1 at the 22. And banging up the middle and hurdling for the first down, Derek Harris, number 40. Harris, the sophomore out of Willow Ridge, Texas. 4.2 rushing average with 88 yards coming into today. Getting the call, and he gets the job done.
Just a good job of going up and over, knowing what he needed for the first down, sacrificing his body.
Light snow beginning to fall here in Pittsburgh. 16-9 the first downs this afternoon. Miami leading 28-0. Costa, look out. He tripped coming out of there with the ball, and it was Tumulty, 84, who gets the sack. Their leading tackler.
Pitt comes on the blitz. As we look at the screen, he trips on the foot of the center, but Tumulty, as soon as he regains his balance, is there to make the hit.
He was the Big 8 Rookie of the Year, Tumulty, and then had to sit out with that injury last season. Coming back strong.
Here's another view of it as you see him come clean. There's no one blocking him. No one picked up the blitz.
Little delay going there to Stewart. He finally decides to try to go outside. He was run out of bounds over there by Derek Parker, number 27. There's Parker.
Here we see as we go back, we're trying to run just a little draw there, but he runs into his own guy, Alan Simonette, and then he says, let me get out of here. So he's heading for the sidelines, but there's just no way to get turned upfield as Parker came in and forced him out of bounds.
Ball at the 25-yard line. Third down, 17. Costa from the shotgun. And he goes, and it's intercepted. Tried to force that one in there. Derek Parker, the junior, number 27, the right corner, playing over on the left side, pulled it down.
That was just an ill-advised throw. He checked off to this, and Jamie German was well covered. Parker's doing a good job of just dropping as deep as the deepest man and sits there reading it all the way, goes up and comes down with the interception. You've got 3 defenders around one guy. That's just the ill-advised pass by Frank Costa.
We'll be back with more right after this. Miami leading at 28-0. We invite you to join host Tony Segreto for the Dennis Erickson Show on Sunday, November the 7th, 10 a.m. All the latest scores, the highlights of Hurricane football. Hope you'll tune in here on Sunshine. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. Ryan over the middle. Penalty markers go down. Aaron Jones with the coverage for the Hurricanes, number 26. And let's see what the call is. Holding against Pittsburgh. And we'll see what they're going to decide to do as we have this holding call. Here's a look.
Here you see number 45, Tawan Russell, being held by Kristofic as he comes around the corner.
And the penalty stepped off. Let's go down to Joe Rose.
Just an injury update real quickly. 2 players have not played in the second half. Offensive lineman Terrell Green has not played, and James Burgess both have bruised shoulders and did not and will not play in the second half.
All right, thank you, Joe. And the ball backed up now to the 6-yard line. Hit deep in the hole. 1st and 24. Anderson coming to the near side, the wide receiver. And Ryan giving it to Billy West. West up to the 15, to the 16-yard line. Hit there by Marcus Carey, the senior, number 48. Twan Russell, 45, also there on the play. And another penalty marker down. Face mask is the indication from referee John Smith.
That's a crucial penalty at this point. Miami had him backed up, and here you see him coming out, and Billy West comes out to his right, doing a good job of reading his block. Miami comes in, big hit, and somewhere in there, one of those guys grabbed the face mask.
West did an excellent job in the game against Rutgers. He had 108 yards in that game, filling in for Curtis Martin.
Well, he's a good young back, and they're going to have a great 1-2 punch next year because they're only going to get better. This is a very young football team.
And as you see, the snow beginning to pick up a little bit here. On 1st down, the handoff going to West. Kenny Holmes, number 90, making the tackle for the Hurricanes. 12.5 minutes remaining to be played. It has been a scoreless second half. 4 touchdown passes in the first half for Ryan Collins. Those passes to Stewart, Wazell, Christy Jones, and Jamie German. Ryan's in trouble, and down he goes, and it was Kevin Patrick, 86, that got him first.
Kevin Patrick, Patrick Riley, that entire Hurricane front 4 is now starting to put pressure on John Ryan every time he goes back to throw the football. As we take another look at it, you'll see Kevin Patrick at the top of your screen as he beats Kristofic, comes around, gets a hand on him, and just refuses to let him go as he gets a one-hand sack. That's pretty strong.
The strength of this Miami defense beginning to shine here in the latter stages. Ryan looking on 3rd down, throwing into the middle, and is complete at the 27-yard line to Junior Green, and I think he's just short of the 1st down.
Just short of the 1st down, but John Ryan did the smart thing. He could have came out running with the football, but he knew that he would not be able to run for the 1st down, set his feet, and threw the ball back against the grain to Junior Green. Junior Green's got to make sure that he gets enough for the 1st down.
Cochran to do the punting. Jamie German back to receive. A wobbly kick. German's going to let it go. Inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 2. 10:51 remaining. Miami leads at 28-0. We'll be back. Miami leads at 28-0 over Pittsburgh. Once again, Joe Rose.
Well, we officially do have some snow down here, and one of the coldest birds around right now is Sebastian the ibis. Sebastian is just trying to get by like a lot of the players right now. A lot of the players are all curled up with these beautiful green jackets that have been pulled out for the first time this year, and a lot of the players hope it'll be the last. Back up to you guys.
And first down from the 2-yard line. Collins back in at quarterback. Look out, interception. Ball up for grabs. It is Pittsburgh's football at the 1-yard line. It looked like Mike Halpin, who maybe came up with it here. The ball batted. It is Tony Reardon who came up with it.
Tony Reardon just did a good job, once again, of sitting back, reading the quarterback eyes, and then slapping the ball, batting the ball up in the air, and then having enough athletic ability to react and come down with the interception himself.
Timeout. Miami calls timeout.
Well, you know, Jay, Miami brought Ryan Collins back in just so that they would get the best quarterback and try and get some room out of there and to stay away from the turnover, and they still ended up with the turnover on a great athletic play by the young man from Pitt.
And Pitt now has an excellent opportunity to score. We'll see if they do when we come back. When he played here at Pittsburgh, he was known as Tony Dorsett.
One of the many great backs to come through the University of Pittsburgh. Now he's known as Tony Dorsett, and has a son here also playing football.
That's right, and here is a touchdown for Billy West and the Panthers. West over the top for the touchdown. And the Panthers finally have something to cheer about here this afternoon.
There you see, just good blocking up top, and Billy West going up and over, showing his athletic ability, that vertical leap as he goes up and over the top. As you can see, the blocking here, they're able to blow Johnson. Wayne Johnson being knocked out of there. Ray Lewis is getting hit, and he goes up and over as Ray Lewis is not able to catch him up in there. Excuse me, I'm getting excited here. Pitt has scored.
Steve Calamandes, the freshman from Boca Raton, Florida, does the kicking, puts it up, out of the hold of John Ryan. 28-7.
Talking about Calamandes, you have to feel that Pitt is doing their homework. They're recruiting the state of Florida, just like they did back when Johnny Majors was here earlier, when he recruited South Florida, and that helped brought him a national championship. The state of Florida is known for the best high school football in the country now, and they're bringing in a lot of kids from the state of Florida.
Miami 28, Pittsburgh 7. More in a moment.
Not all beepers are alike. That's why you should have an Anserite Super Beeper. What makes Anserite's beeper so super? Anserite has been around since 1961. So we were able to obtain the best possible frequencies for paging. Other beepers may look the same, but this is what happens when their signal hits a wall. With an Anserite Super Beeper, the signal goes right through. Make no mistake, there is a difference. For the best in paging, call Anserite.
Gain presents the most spectacular event of the year, the Game Cane Music Fest. This November 13th in the Orange Bowl, we will celebrate 2 events in one. Exciting Hurricane football and Grammy winner John Cicada in concert. To save $4 on your ticket, take your proof of purchase of Ultra Gain Regular with bleach or liquid to any of the locations on the screen. The Game Cane Music Fest with John Cicada.
Looking for some real flag football action?
Play action! Dig! Dig!
Competition only the NFL can provide.
Let's go with the ball, baby!
Draft your team and air it out.
information, call the Air It Out hotline at 305-663-2PLAY.
Showtime, baby.
Hail to Pitt. And they're playing the fight song here as Pitt is on the board, scoring here in the fourth quarter. Nat was talking about the Florida connection. Well, it's not Florida weather here, but those guys don't seem to mind.
He'll pay for it tomorrow, though.
Oh, boy. Well, here's the Florida connection. Junior Green, Calamantes, Norris Mosley, and Pete Gonzalez. All out of the state of Florida on this team.
Well, Miami, the state of Florida, should I say, not Miami. Miami is one of the large groups that are, I can't even find the right word to use here, but Miami's really been able to blossom because of all the talent there in the South Florida as well as the state of Florida. All the universities now recruiting the state of Florida.
Kevin Leon with the kick. Jonathan Harris going to come out with it. And he steps out of bounds as a penalty marker is thrown in there at the 22-yard line. Mosley for Pitt. Knocked the ball carrier out over there, and we'll see what the call is. Holding against the Hurricanes.
Well, Jay, this will push the Hurricanes back, give them bad field position again. And, you know, that was a play where you've got your hands people in. And if they kick it in the end zone, you tell your return guys to stay in. You'll take the ball at the 20-yard line and trying to get more. You end up losing yards because of the holding. You don't have your return team in, per se. You've got your good hands people looking for the onside kick.
Holding by the return team. 10-yard penalty.
9 penalties for 73 yards.
As you look at your screen, you'll see Jonathan Harris running out of bounds, but here's the Morris Mosley being tackled.
Well, one wonders why the Hurricanes were throwing there a few moments ago, and Reardon was able to come up with that interception, and they score on the first play to the Panthers. This is Larry Jones on the move, and Larry over the 40 to midfield, and he is going to go. Larry Jones for the touchdown.
6'3", 230 pounds, Larry Jones goes the distance, 90 yards for a touchdown as he shows you his ability and speed as he breaks tackles. Starting out, you'll see the offensive line just do a good job as you see Rudy Barber there making the block to get him sprung. But he breaks the tackle, cuts back, and here he shows his speed as Doug Whaley just can't come down with him, and he's off to the races.
Once he got by David Sumner, who had him in his clutches, Larry Jones out of Gainesville, Florida. Got the job done, his 4th touchdown of the season. The extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. Dale Pruitt continues to be perfect on the year with his extra points.
When you've got a third back, they throw Donnell Bennett at you, James Stewart, and then in comes Larry Jones, and he's 6 feet, 235 pounds, that can run like a deer, goes 90 yards. It's tough for the defense.
Once again, here's Joe Rose.
Coach Erickson has not been happy, obviously, in the second half with the play of his team. Thought they got a little bit lazy, a little too concerned with the weather. You saw what just happened. Ryan Collins is back in the ballgame as the quarterback. He wanted to get some points on the board in the second half. They finally have done that.
And they did it in a big, big way. The touchdown by Larry Jones. He has 5 rushes today and 131 yards on the afternoon. 35-7, 10:21 remaining. Barnwell will kick off. Mosley back to receive. The attendance announced here at 32,064. My guess is there's about 10,000 people here now, maybe.
10,000 faithful.
Maybe. A short kick, and Mosley coming up to take it at the 17. 25. Penalty marker down as he got it to the 28-yard line, where Robert Bass, the linebacker, number 49, made the tackle. Push in the back. Penalty against Pittsburgh coming up.
Here we see another look at the TD as you look at the low angle level, as you see Larry Jones just stepping through tackles. And here Doug Whaley has a chance to bring him down, and he gives him that little stiff arm and pushes off. And then he's off to the races. Great individual effort by Larry Jones as you see him going 90 yards for the 6. Even though he looks like he's running out of gas a little bit there, Jay.
Well, he got the job done. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for the Panthers. John Ryan has been their quarterback throughout the entire afternoon. And this is Billy West. West hit by Kenny Holmes, number 90. Miami has won 14 of its last 15 games on the road, so the win here today will make it 15 out of 16. Well, there's that scoring drive after the interception. And the score by Miami, or I should say the score by Pittsburgh, then Miami comes back and scores on one play.
One play, 20 seconds.
Ryan goes down at the 10-yard line. Couldn't find anybody. Kenny Holmes coming up with the sack. Holmes has really been very, very impressive for a freshman.
He's another one of those talented defensive ends. You look at Kevin Patrick, you look at Darren Crine, Baraka Short, who's not here today, Corey Hardy, and then you got Kenny Holmes coming off the bench. They've got a wealth of talent at that defensive end slot.
3rd down and 10. Ryan throwing to the far side, completing it over there to Billy Davis. Davis hit down by Aaron Jones, number 26. And it's punting time for Pittsburgh with 8.5 minutes remaining in this game. Miami has not lost a conference game since beginning Big East play in 1992. You think he's cold?
Sebastian.
A little cold. Making the catch, German. Trying to get to the near sideline. He does. Turns the corner at the 40 and down to the 33-yard line. Nate Cochran, the man who did the punting, made the tackle. German comes up limping just a little bit. Also in there was Mosley for Pitt.
Got a holding penalty on the Hurricanes on the return. But I talked with Coach Dave Arnold earlier in the week about this kid, Jamie German, and his ability. And this kid has the electricity that you look for in a return man. The kind of electricity that they were used to having with Kevin Williams. And Jamie German, just a true freshman, is starting to show why he was so highly recruited. But you know, Jay, he was a defensive back, played both ways, but he was a better defensive back than he was a receiver. But Miami wanted that running ability on the field. As you can see here, he turns on the speed as he gets outside. But we've got a holding call right there. If you look in your screen, you see the hole by Aaron Jones, number 12. Or Carlos Jones, I'm sorry.
Frank Costa back at quarterback. Throwing and incomplete. The pass intended for Gerard Dapnis, the freshman, number 82, who has caught 2 for 19 yards this season. He's getting a chance to play this afternoon. The number 3 tight end. Well, with homecoming coming up, a chance to make it 56 straight at the Orange Bowl next Saturday against Rutgers.
56 straight. That's mind-boggling.
It really is. On second down, Stewart trying to bounce outside. He is run down for a loss at the 38-yard line by Doug Whaley, the free safety, number 24. Whaley and Sumner, the two safeties, have played very well today. They've had to.
They've played well, Jay, but anytime your leading tacklers in a ball game is your two safeties, it's been a rough day. And as you look at the score, you understand that it has been a rough day. I'll tell you, the last play, James Stewart tried to bounce it outside, and you like for all young backs to realize that at a certain point you've got to turn it upfield. You can't run east and west. You got to go north and south, and he ended up losing a couple yards.
Timeout called by the Miami Hurricanes with 7:05 remaining in this game. Costa going over to talk things over with head coach Erickson, and we'll take a timeout with the Hurricanes leading it 35-7.
The Miami Hurricanes. Nobody plays better than they do. And nobody covers the Canes better than CaneSport. 21 times a year, CaneSport takes you inside the locker room and inside the coaches' minds for the most comprehensive coverage anywhere. Each issue brings you complete game analysis, exciting action photos, and more. To order CaneSport, call 1-800-635-CANE. Or by mail, send $31.95 to CaneSport, Miami, Florida. CaneSport. Don't miss an issue. Order now. Hey, football fans, get pumped up for a fantastic season with Paul Football Kennedy. Every week, Paul puts you in full contact with your favorite fans on the Miami Dolphins Monday Night Magazine. Get frank with the fans by phoning in your thoughts and questions.
I'm Paul Kennedy. Don Shula's quest to become the NFL's all-time winningest coach takes his team to New York this weekend. Join us Monday to talk about it here on Sunshine Network.
The Miami Dolphins Monday Night Magazine. Monday at 7 on Sunshine Network.
Tellison and Wemberly are the wide receivers. The handoff going to German, and penalty markers fly as he gets to the 43-yard line. And all of a sudden, it seems like we're getting a penalty on every play.
Yeah, the game's gotten quite sloppy, and seems like this game will never end. As I think that was Parker that came in and is guilty of the face mask. As Jamie German is able to slide off and make him miss, so he just grabs on and holds on, and is guilty of a face mask.
Derek Parker, you saw him, the face mask call.
Will be tagged on to the end of the run. First down.
Be a first down as the ball is placed at the 42-yard line.
You know, this is the time as a player in the ball game, and if you're one of the University of Miami players, especially at offensive line, you're saying, Frank, keep it on the ground. Keep that clock rolling. Don't check off. There's a look at Sebastian looking for somewhere that he's trying to find a snowball.
This is Stewart across the 35. Down to the 33-yard line. David Sumner, number 46, making the stop. Well, we heard Joe Rose talk about the injury to Terrell Green. Green, of course, a bit of a homecoming here. He came out of Woodland Hills High School in Pittsburgh.
There you see what James Stewart sees, and that's a bunch of Pitt Panthers coming at him at the end of the run.
Stewart going out. And also going off,
Robert Woodruss.
Woodruss.
A little banged up.
Hope none of these injuries are of a serious nature. Apparently not, just some nagging type injuries.
Well, you know, coming in here, talking to Coach Erickson, he really don't like playing on the artificial surface, because it's, you know, that's where you get all banged up and bruised. You hit that hard turf.
Costa goes down, and leading the way
is Reardon, Tony Reardon.
Tony Reardon, number 95. Reardon, just a sophomore. Well, this turf, and I know you were down earlier, Nat. This turf has been here a long time. It's pretty hard.
It's pretty hard, and the padding has sort of worn out.
Yep.
As you see Reardon coming in for the sack. And you know, the turf is gorgeous and it's beautiful and all these things, and they say it makes you a little bit quicker, but it really puts a pounding on the players.
I wonder if Johnny Majors might not try to go to grass here. Be interesting. There's some thought about it, I guess. One of his friends was telling me he's thinking about it.
Well, you're finding that more and more in college football, where teams are tearing up that artificial surface and going back, putting in grass so that they can preserve these young men's knees and shoulders.
Hurricanes couldn't get the ball off in time. 5-yard penalty stepped off, putting it back at the 44. Five minutes and 15 seconds remaining, and very few of the faithful fans of the Panthers are still around here. I would guess that we have more Miami fans in the stands right now than we do Panther fans. Costas from the shotgun. 3rd and 12. And wide open, making the catch, Tellison for the first down. He is to the 15-yard line, where Maurice Williams, number 17, the cornerback, made the play.
You know, Tellison looked like on that play, Jay, that he thought the ball was to someone else. He didn't locate the ball early, and all of a sudden it was there, and he does a good job. There you see good blocking by the offensive line, but Tellison all of a sudden saw the ball, and he's, oh, I've got a reception.
First down at the 16-yard line. There's AC out of Bay City, Texas. Harris, nothing there. Harris stonewalled. Leading the way was Hayes Clark, the linebacker, number 43. Harris, number 40. You see him there. Out of Willow Ridge, Texas, the sophomore.
Played linebacker last year, Jay. He was a linebacker. They asked him to move over to the offensive side of the football to give him some depth at the fullback slot when they were thinking of going to the two-back. And now he's the fourth back, and it's hard for him to get some playing time.
2nd down and 10. Out it comes to Stewart. Stewart knocked out of bounds. He got near the 10-yard line before the play was made over there. '84. Tumulty was over there to make the play.
Tumulty has been all over the field today. He's been one of the bright spots in this Pittsburgh defense. As you know, he read the play and flowed out to keep James Harris from catching it, going in for another score.
3rd down and 6 coming up. Jermaine Chambers, number 80, goes wide to the right. He's in there now. And they throw, and it is incomplete. Intended for Al Shipman, the freshman out of West Palm Beach.
He was open. It should have been a touchdown. Frank Costa does a good job of getting the ball out there. He has to wait for it a little bit, but that's a catchable ball, and he's just got to catch that in his hands.
He got his first touchdown catch in the game last week. Remember on that 3rd and 5 play late?
Got a touchdown last week and had an opportunity to come up with a second one this week, and he just didn't look the ball into his hands.
4th and 6. And the throw for, no, it's incomplete. It was very close. Marcus Wimberly was out of bounds. 2 officials right there on the call.
Good throw in the back of the end zone. The ball just hangs up a little too long as he throws it early. Marcus Wimberly is open, but he adjusts to the ball real well here. But the thing, he does not have possession as he goes out, and the official right on the call. Good camera work there.
And here again, Joe Rose.
Warren Sept has a bruised knee in the first half. He did not return in the second half. He could have played. They decided to keep him out. Ricky Perry behind me also has ice on his right knee. He will not return and has not played very much in the second half. They'll both be fine for next week.
All right, Joe, thank you much for updating us on those injuries. And we have 3:49 remaining to be played. And Ken Ferguson, number 28, sophomore quarterback out of Arlington, Texas, a Dallas suburb, is now at quarterback. And in the backfield now, we have Miles Davis, number 2, as a running back. First time he's been in the lineup this afternoon, and he gets the call, brings it out to about the 9-yard line.
I'll tell you, with 3 minutes left to go in the ball game, you're talking about they're still hitting down there. They're coming after each other. And, you know, you have to say that Pitt is showing a lot of character. They're out of this game. There's only 3 minutes left to go. But already Johnny Major's effect is starting to take charge. There's no quit in this Pitt Panther team.
Well, they have high hopes for a new beginning here for Johnny Major's second time around in Pittsburgh. Little delay, and this is Davis again. Kevin Brinkworth, 41, the linebacker, the reserve in there now, making the tackle. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4. Johnny Major saw the Hurricanes come up with 4 scores in the first half. The touchdown passes, Collins to Stewart, Collins to Clausel in the first period, then Collins to Chris T. Jones, and Collins to Jamie German in the second period. Hurricanes led 28-0, scoreless third quarter. It's 35-7 right now as a timeout is called with 2:24 remaining in this game. The Panthers will talk it over. Remember again, homecoming next Saturday at the Orange Bowl. Rutgers in a 4 o'clock game. And also remember, too, hard-hitting hockey action continues. On Sunshine, you'll see the Panthers, and there's the Scarlet Knights and the Miami Hurricanes. And there is no live television of that game. Sunshine will have it for you, tape delayed. The Panthers and the Canadians with the pregame show at 7 coming your way on November the 10th. You'll stay with Sunshine for the very best in sports coverage. And it's been great being with you this afternoon. Good to see you again, old friend. And I know you'll be looking forward to that game. Eric Reed rejoining you next week, of course, for the action. And then the following week, a tough assignment. Certainly the one very rugged assignment left on the regular season schedule, the trip to Morgantown, as we get another look at the Cathedral of Learning. It is the signature building here on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh.
Well, I must say, Jay, it's been an honor for me. I've admired your work for many, many years, and talking with Bob Greasy, who I know you broke in, it's an honor to work with you.
Well, nice to have the opportunity to be with you. I certainly enjoyed calling many games that you participated in. Look out! Leading the way, number 59, Forrest Hardy comes in to get the sack.
That's his second sack today, and, you know, he came untouched. And Mr. Ferguson looked up, and he had big number 59, Corey Hardy, in his face on 3rd down with nowhere to go.
Nate Cochran is on to do the punting. A low, wobbly kick. German slips as he took the ball, and the Hurricanes will have it one more time and operate from their own 47-yard line with 1:42 remaining.
That was a good, smart play by Jamie German, catching the ball on the bounce, saving his team 20, 30 yards as the ball will continue to roll downfield.
Chris Walsh, number 16, at quarterback as we look again at this punt.
Here we see another look at it. Ball comes off the side of the punter's foot. and there's no way for him to get up and fair catch it, but here he does the smart thing, takes it on the bounce to save some yardage.
Walsh from St. Paul, Minnesota, getting his first action of this game. Hands it off in there to Derek Harris. Harris across the 50 to the 49-yard line. John Marzak makes the tackle. He's number 76. Clock running now with 1:20 remaining to be played. There is the freshman. Well, he's got good genes.
Good genes. The brother of Steve Walsh, who was one of the great Hurricane quarterbacks of the past, and now plays for the New Orleans Saints.
All the wide receivers set to the right side. Larry Jones behind Chris Walsh. Larry Jones coming to the near sideline, steps out of bounds at the 44-yard line. He was run out over there by number 59, or number 58, I should say, Jason Chavis. Executive producer, Sunshine Network, is Dave Olmstead. Our senior producer, Tom Hastings. Producing today's game, Jeff DeMoss. And our director, John Liu. Thanks to all the crew who brought you the sights and sounds on this cold afternoon. Appreciate very much Mr. Ron Wall's help, the sports information director at the University of Pittsburgh, and all of the folks, of course, in the sports information department for the University of Miami. Derek Harris inside the 40-yard line. Wrapped up by Tumulty, number 84. Next week, Pitt will meet Boston College here next Saturday. And of course, we've talked about homecoming at the Orange Bowl and the Hurricanes' opportunity to make it 56 in a row at the Orange Bowl.
As they say back in Miami, the bowl will be rocking.
First and 10 from the 40-yard line. Walsh handing it off to Larry Jones. Jones hit at the 39-yard line. Tom Tumulty again on the tackle. And the flurries in the trees here in western Pennsylvania. As this game comes to a close, the Hurricanes, with 4 touchdown passes from Ryan Collins in the first half, win it 35-7. Dennis Erickson and Johnny Majors shaking hands. We'll return right after these messages.
Would you play golf with this broken club? It could make you a better golfer than you ever dreamt possible.
Hi, I'm Al Geiberger, and I found an amazing golf club that can help you hit them longer and straighter. It's called the Medicus.
This unique hinged club monitors and grooves your entire swing. Come back too fast or use the wrong angle, and the Medicus breaks down to let you know it. Swing correctly, and it works just like an ordinary club. Use it in your backyard. Take it to the driving range. Even use it on the golf course. Medicus forces your club head into the right position.
It'll take strokes off of your game, and I promise you it'll improve your swing and you'll hit it further.
Medicus is yours for 3 easy payments of only $33. And if you call now, we'll send you this Medicus instructional video free. It's guaranteed to work for you, so order your Medicus today.
To order Medicus, call 1-800-652-2112 for only 3 easy payments of $33 plus $7.50 shipping and handling. That number is 1-800-652-2112.
As the snow falls, the Hurricanes win it 35-7. Let's go to Joe Rose.
Thank you guys very much. Dennis joining me right now. Coach, congratulations on the 35-7 win today in this beautiful weather.
I tell you what, Joe, it's awfully cold. We played real well in the first half, and then we came out, didn't play quite as well in the second half. But I was happy how we came out and got way ahead of them, and then we got to play a lot of guys. Our second defense probably played the whole second half and part of the second quarter. So It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. We'll take the win.
A couple of weeks from now, we go back at it in the cold weather. Actually, good experience maybe for this team to play in some of this type of weather.
Well, it is. We got to go to West Virginia in 2 weeks. Obviously, they're an outstanding football team, and we've got Rutgers, of course, this week. That's the biggest thing. But we've just got this will be a good experience for us.
Coach, the big play back in the offense today, and the receivers played much better. That had to be a positive for you.
Well, they really did, and particularly in the first half, we made a lot of big plays, and I think Ryan threw 4 touchdown passes in the first half, and then we kind of were sluggish in the second half. But I was happy with how we played. Then we played great defense all day.
Okay, well, congratulations. We'll see you next week against Rutgers.
Well, I thought maybe you and I could stand out here for another hour or so. No? Okay.
No, not yet. Thanks. All right, you guys, back up to you. Let's get out of this beautiful day now.
All right, Joe Rose, thank you very, very much for a tremendous job there on the sidelines, and we'll be back with some final thoughts right after these messages. The Hurricanes win it 35-7, and Nat, the touchdown for the Panthers, kind of a gift. It might have been a shutout.
It was a gift, but you have to give Tony Reardon a lot of credit for making the play, batting the ball up in the air, and then having the athletic ability to come down with the reception and give his team a chance to get on the scoreboard.
Remember, the Miami Dolphins magazine, Monday evening, Paul Kennedy with the Dolphin players. College football, Rutgers and the Hurricanes at 11 p.m. next Saturday evening here on Sunshine. And our Major League Baseball special, the Marlins postseason special, Monday evening at 8:30. Hope you can join us for that. The final score here this afternoon, Miami Hurricanes 35, Pittsburgh Panthers 7. For Joe Rose and for Nat Moore, this is Jay Randolph. So long from Pittsburgh.